Hello, it's me, Kevin Vonesper. Welcome to GWARPod. I'm in my GWAR cave, as always. So, I'm always down for some show and tell of all my GWAR shit, especially on an episode like tonight. Those are It's all double layered. There's VHS in the back there. There's comic books, all sorts of shit. Especially on an episode like tonight, because we're just chilling with some GWAR bohabs and a GWARtist, I think is what they call themselves. You all know him. You all wanted him. Cliff Roth is on the show tonight on the GWARPod.
GWARPod comes from on GWARPod. 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 GWARPod.
What's up?
What's going on? How are
What's
you,
up?
Kevin? What's up?
I'm
What's
good.
going on?
What did we just watch? And
So
what
that
is
was,
your personal story about that?
All right, so let's see. So that was the
It said it
finale.
was
January,
March, April, June, July, August, September in 2013. So about
yes.
10
So
years
that
ago.
actually, I have the shirt I was wearing at that show.
Oh,
Which
nice.
you can see. So the date's right on there, 9/15/13.
Ooh, you got a photo pass? All access.
Oh, this one's not a photo pass. It was VIP. So this Dave had given me because
wait, what's the design on it? I couldn't see the design.
It's the Scumdog one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the story with that is that Dave's bird had died, so I did a painting for him of Peanut, his bird. And that was the night that I gave it to him. And I really wish there was video of it, but there was one point where he was up on stage and he looks directly at me and he's just like, thumping his heart. But unfortunately that I looked and I have not seen any video of that. That would have been pretty cool. But unfortunately,
during the show or after the show?
This was during the show. This is like mid-set. Yeah, because I was pretty much up front like I usually am. And yeah, he looked directly at me right in the eyes. But unfortunately, that would be the last time I saw him.
Yeah, I guess was that his last show in New Jersey?
I believe so.
Because I remember, God, I was so broke.
I'm pretty sure that. Yeah, because. Yeah, I'm reasonably sure that was the last time I saw him.
Right. When did he die exactly? Do you know the date?
It was.
We're terrible GWAR fans, obviously.
I know, it's terrible.
Jamie.
Look
it up.
I actually do
Someone
not
in the chat. Look it up. Yeah, it seems about right, and that tour, that lineup and everything. I remember being really broke, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to this GWAR show this year. It was at Irving Plaza in New York.
Oh yeah.
And so I think I bought tickets that day. I was like, I don't care if I have $2 for the rest of the week. Like, I need to see GWAR. And thank God I did, because it was his last show in New York. So it may have been like a day after that.
Yeah, I've only been to the Irving Plaza like twice, because it's not my favorite venue to see them in.
No, but it's the one that they play in New York that I can get to on a subway.
True, but
I didn't have a car. Now I can drive again. So I did see them in Starland Ballroom like last year. Maybe you were there.
Yeah, I was probably at that show.
Yeah.
There's a good chance I was either at that one or I might have gone to Yeah, when I saw them at Starland Ballroom.
It wasn't
in the spring.
It wasn't
in the fall. I saw them in New York.
It wasn't the new album tour. It was the one right before that, which was also with Necrogoblicon.
Yeah, I saw
because they didn't come to New York City on that one. So I was like, well, I guess I'm driving to Jersey.
Yeah, I went to both legs of that tour.
Nice.
Yeah, so I went to both times. Necrogoblicon was with them, and in May I'm going to see Necrogoblicon without them in Philly.
I actually, the last time I went to see GWAR for this past Halloween, I had to drive to Philly because I was just they were always playing Irving Plaza
Halloween show.
Yeah, there's always stuff like New York City. Like I'm so glad that they chose that New York would be the place that they would spend Halloween most years, but there's so much happening, I can't always do
This is
that,
the
you
first
know?
time I've ever gone to it on Halloween.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
missed
because
that one. So I
usually
went to Philly
I
instead. I
got a
went
bunch
to
of
the
kids, so usually I'm doing the trick or treating thing. But this year I said,
right.
forget it. I am going to see Guar.
Yes. But I missed Necro blah blah con.
Necrogoblicon.
Necro Blablicon. I don't know.
Necrogoblicon.
They're so hard to pronounce their name, but I bought the CD, so
So
whatever.
it's funny. So I worked my way up the pit to the front for their set, and then stupidly
You mean
stayed there
14, I'm guessing.
and then I stayed there through the Crowbot set, which was dumb because I was wearing a heavy penguin costume that was, sweaty. I should have went and gotten a drink while Crowbot
Right,
was
I
on
saw
because I
pictures
didn't
of that.
really have much interest in them to begin with. I was there primarily for Necrogoblicon and for
Yeah,
Guar. So by the
I
time
thought it
Guar
was gonna
took the
be
stage, I was dying. I had to fade to the, I went to the back. I worked my way back up to the front from the other
yeah.
side, but yeah, I was dying. Big penguin suit, drenched in spew. Not a smart
Yeah.
idea,
No, Irving
but it was
Plaza is
fun.
a sweaty little place when it's
Oh
packed.
yeah, that place. Yeah, but I mean, there's a few venues in New York I've seen them at that which I like better. Like I remember the first time I saw them in New York. I want to say was Roseland. They would play the
Okay.
Roseland Ballroom with
Cradle of Filth?
no, this one was
Oh.
Misfits and Mephistopheles and
Oh, you're
Crisis.
talking about like in the
Yeah,
95
and Crisis
era.
was the opening act. I
Okay.
want to say that was
Wow, you saw Crisis.
97.
That's cool.
I want to say it was 97. I want to say it was Dawn of the Night of the Day of the Penguins. I'm
Oh.
pretty sure they opened it with
The
Big Penguin
Misfits played that
trick-or-treating. So,
tour? I thought Misfits toured with them in like Ragnarok era.
but no, because
Maybe they just did like a couple shows with them.
my daughter was just looking at me from the other room that she's watching this video on the other screen.
I'm working.
Yes. So she's probably gonna just throw in a bunch of comments on there and harass me. But
Nice. Yeah, well,
but
and you in the chat too, feel free to harass us and ask us questions and
feel free. But
I think he means 2014 for Dave's.
Yeah,
I think this is
otherwise,
yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe did they do a Halloween
2014.
tour that year? I'm not sure. That might have been it.
Well, yeah, so that would have been the fall tour. Would have been September when I saw them.
Yeah. Oh, let's rewind. Let's yeah. What?
Yes.
How did you get into GWAR? Like, what's your GWAR story? What's your origin story, Clip?
Well, like many people, I first heard them initially on Beavis and Butthead, but that is not
coming back on 420. New
that isn't
new
what
season
got
of
me into
Beavis and
GWAR.
Butthead.
So I remember the videos playing on GWAR brief on Beavis and Butthead, but I barely paid attention. I had no idea what the fuck was even going on. So it's not like that got me into them because it really didn't. So what actually got me into them was I used to work at Toys R Us overnight, and I had a coworker who was big into GWAR. I remember he had he had a tattoo of let's see, which one did he have on there? My mind just went poof.
Character or what are we talking
No,
about?
it was a character, but now I'm trying to remember which one. It wasn't just Mac, it was
Balzac.
Balzac, yeah, it was
Yeah.
Balzac. The older style Balzac.
I was thinking like what would I want to get tattooed on me?
Yeah, it was definitely
Balzac.
Balzac's been pretty much my favorite character most of the
I
time.
think he's the coolest looking character.
Yeah, I mean, I personally like the look of him prior to the Orgasmageddon storyline, but that's just me. Yeah, I prefer him with the more smoother butt pointy helmet. I do like him, but the smoother one. That's the version I prefer. So if you notice, any of the times I paint him, I pretty much use that version. I mean, I kind of just make up the costume as I go along because I choose from different areas and whatnot, or eras and whatnot.
Well, maybe we should. I have this. We could play this in the background.
Yeah, nice.
So we can just talk over this.
But yeah, wow, it seems like so long ago I did that.
Really? Did they I thought it was Ragnarok era, but
did
they do Famous Monsters as well?
It might have been around 99.
Someone go to misfitscentral.com and figure it out for us.
But yeah, well, I mean, I think you could just look up whenever GWAR played Roseland Ballroom. I don't think they played there that much.
No, I only saw them once, and it was with Cradle of Filth.
I remember I think Joey Ramone took the stage with Misfits for a little bit. I remember he was puking in the bathroom. We saw him puking in the bathroom shortly before he ended up on stage. Yeah, that was good. That was like so long ago. I remember.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Joey Ramone would have had to have been alive still. So
Well, yeah. So I remember when we had got there, Crisis was already playing, and I had no idea anything about them, but they sounded fucking awesome.
stay
And
away from
I had
Captain
no
Howdy.
idea I didn't know the singer was female. I didn't know the one dancing around the stage was the singer at all. I just remember her whipping around with
She had the really long dreadlocks that go to the
yeah, and she
floor.
was
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over the
Karen
stage.
Crisis.
Yes, fucking awesome singer. And then I remember her,
Yeah.
you know, in the middle of between songs, she was like stopped and she's like, "I'd like to thank GWAR and Misfits and Mephilscophles and this
She's
is
got a she's a
and I'm
small
like,
girl with a big voice.
yeah. And I'm like, holy shit, she was the thing. I had no idea. But yeah, and then that song, she would like switch between voices like mid song. Like, wow, usually people do that with two different singers, but nah, she nailed it.
Yeah, I've listened to them recently, actually. I have one of their albums.
Nice.
I discovered them through the Strangeland soundtrack.
Oh, cool.
And then I actually did it was like a Kickstarter for a Karen Crisis solo album. So I have like her CD like personally signed to me. I never met her though. I know people who know her, but
I think the only music Kickstarter I ever contributed to, well, actually, no. One was a side project of the other, and that was Johnny B. Morbid. I'm pretty sure I kickstarted his last two albums.
The final album?
Yeah, well,
I think I did that too.
The album before that, and then I also donated to Atomic Werewolf, which took years to come out. And
what about the GWAR game? You didn't do the GWAR game? Or the comic books? Or
I honestly
didn't they do some
own
Kickstarters?
It, yeah, I did not. No, it's very rarely that I participate. I used to a bit more frequently, but what would happen is there'd just be so many that I wanted to contribute to, and it was just like, you know what, I just gotta stop looking or I will be broke.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because there's so much that I'd like to, you know, especially nowadays, that's how people fund comics. Like every time they have a comic coming out, they have, you know, so usually I'll just wait till it's out and then buy the comic. Plus, I know what it's like to back, you know, like as a somebody who's done fundraising things, I know on the back end it could be a pain in the ass, you know, getting all that shit sent out and shipped, and you know, and then if it's not shipped in time, you get a bunch of people like, "Whoa, where's my shit, man?"
Yeah.
Which, you know, hey, I get.
I just like it being a pleasant surprise, you know, when something comes like years later. I
exactly
am used to that as a Buckethead fan, especially. Like you pre-order stuff from him and don't get it for like 3 or 4 years, and you're like, "What is this?
What is
oh my
this?
god! Oh yeah, that's right. I did
like
buy this for $200." What?
Nice. But yeah, I get that.
So no GWAR game for you, or did you buy it later?
Oh, I have the GWAR game. You mean GWAR First Time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have that.
Have you
played
it?
It's completely unopened because I have nobody to play it with. But
that's same with me. I mean, I opened it and I looked at everything.
So any of you out there who happen to live local to me, let's play.
Well, that would be me, I think.
Yeah, so it's like between time and lack of having, you know, because that's the other thing is I kind of work an odd schedule to plan stuff around for that, and during my days off, there's already stuff planned for that, you know. So it's like my time is pretty much occupied. So finding time to even like, that's why I don't do role-playing games or anything, even though I'd like to, is because, you know, I work on a rotating schedule. So it's, you know, my schedule is slightly different each week. I mean, it's a stable schedule, but it starts on a different day each week. So it's not like I can say, hey, at Wednesday at this hour, I'll be always available, because I won't. So.
Right. Well, I had proposed on a previous episode that maybe sometime in the summer or something like that, I could organize a virtual playing of the game between a bunch of fans.
Nice.
Because me too, like I just have it and it looks pretty in my GWAR cave, and that's about it. I don't even know how to play it. Like I don't want to read the instructions, just someone tell me what to do.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but I do want to experience it. And I asked Matt McGuire, like, can this happen virtually and still work? And I think he said yes. So
but yeah, so I mean, I look forward to it eventually. I just have not opened it as of yet.
Well, I'll let you know if I get that virtual game together. You're gonna have to be involved in it.
Nice.
Because you meet the requirements. You own the game. That's it. That's all
a
you
big one.
need.
Come on, you need internet connection too. That might
Oh
help.
yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Just a little bit.
So Cliff Roth, what was your first GWAR show?
All right, so my first bar show was Stone Pony. I want to say either late '96 or early '97. I want to say it's late '96 though, because I know it was definitely after I graduated, and I graduated in '96. Because they only played Stone Pony twice, and I was at both of them.
Man.
But yeah, so that was my first show. I remember I got my
so
hair.
you saw like the Riot show? Is that why you were asking
Yes,
that
I was
question?
there for that show, and I
I know
remember.
the Stone Pony. I've been there, but I've never seen GWAR there.
I
That's
remember at one
seems
point.
odd for them.
I remember Odorous telling bad dad jokes while waiting for everything to calm down. I mean, like, I can't remember exactly what they were. I just remember him telling them. Although I could be misremembering. That could be apocryphal. I'm not 100% positive. Oh, well, there you go. So it was 97. Yeah. And I figured it was a Halloween tour, Carnival of Chaos. That sounds about right.
That's cool.
Yeah, because Penguin Attack was, I think, the opening song.
Yeah, totally. Yes, you still saw Hunter and Danielle and everyone.
Yes.
I didn't get to see them until I think my first show was the Violence Has Arrived tour, where they kind of scaled it down.
But so I was young and dumb.
And that was in Poughkeepsie.
Yeah. See, I didn't realize at the time, what a treat that actually was. You know what I mean? Because it was my first GWAR show. I didn't know what I was getting myself into at all.
Oh, really?
No.
You didn't what? To what extent did you know that?
It's not like back then there was a YouTube to look this shit up on.
Right.
It's like my friends were like, "Hey,
there was iuma.com/artist/g/gwar.html or whatever it was."
I'm pretty sure he played Scumdogs because we were working night crew at Toys R Us, so we were able to play with that. He was the one who introduced me to ICP as well, but I've never seen them live. I have absolutely zero desire to get soda all over me, but I do. I'd love to see the show. I just don't want Faygo all over me.
Yeah.
Because that's sticky,
Yeah.
And it's weird because some people are like, but you get spew, and I'm like, yeah, that's
it's not
water.
sticky. Yeah,
it's a big difference.
You don't stick to the subway afterwards.
Right. Well, exactly.
Not like
I got a funny story about the subway. Well,
tell me.
Yeah. So not really. It was actually
we're going all over the place tonight. It doesn't matter.
It was more New Jersey Transit. So when I went to see them at was it Williamsburg Music Hall?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember after
I was
the
there,
show,
I'm sure. Yeah,
so after the show, I remember somebody I heard was like either we're smoking in the basement or something set off the fire alarm, so everybody had to go outside. We couldn't get our jackets yet; it was freezing as hell. Dave was pissed, and yeah, that was a crazy time. But anyway,
I don't remember that.
Later that night, so I missed the late train back to Jersey, because they stopped running after a certain hour, and so stupid me, I saw the train schedule for the morning because I realized I was going to take the morning train back. So stupid me sees Hoboken leaves a little bit earlier than Penn Station. So instead of hanging out at Penn Station all fucking night inside, stupid me goes to Hoboken, not realizing that station's not open all night.
Oh no.
So yeah. So I spent
Penn
the night
Station's happening all the time.
Exactly. I should have just stayed at Penn. I was really fucking stupid. So I'm there and it's fucking cold. So I have my I have my heavy jacket on there and I'm huddled up outside of the train station waiting for it to come by. Somebody tried to mug me, but I just I think I took a look at him with my blood looking face and maybe not. But yeah, so that was a crazy night. So nowadays I do not, rely on the.
And were you all bloody from the GWAR?
Oh yeah. But I mean, I was wearing a jacket with a hood on it, so I mean, you wouldn't know that unless you actually looked closely. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that was probably my craziest night, seeing them.
Cliff makes some killer art.
Oh,
the humongous fungus of Urungus is among us.
Oh, thank you.
We'll have an announcement later on in the show too. Cliff is an old school GWARtist.
Dad is awesome.
Really?
I met him at the Odorous, the Dave Memorial Art Show.
At the MF Gallery?
Yes. Yeah, I was there for
He was there too?
Yeah.
Humongous, did I see you there? Did I know you then?
Well, I think we talked.
We're going to play your video later.
But I didn't, we probably interacted, but had no clue who the fuck we were. You know what I mean?
No, but I want to talking to Humongous too. I wonder if I'd talk to him there.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
But yeah, I mean, all things all flow together. I have no idea timelines. What are timelines? You
I don't
know,
know. It's part of the
it's
multiverse.
like I want to say the furthest I traveled to go see them, Virginia notwithstanding, was Poughkeepsie at the Chance,
Yeah, that's.
and that venue sucks. It's hard to get. It
Wait,
was
wait, wait. Was this with
I
Amen and
I couldn't tell you who was touring with them. Not it was probably the same.
Lamb of God when they were an opening band?
I don't know because by the time we got there, GWAR's set was half done.
Oh.
Unlike they didn't even bother charging us at the door. It was like, yeah, you like because we got lost going to the place.
Do you know which tour it was? Because that was the first place I saw GWAR, at the
My
Chance in
guess,
Poughkeepsie.
I would say it was probably the same tour they were on when I saw them at Stone Pony because it would have been the same time period.
Okay.
You know,
So a couple years earlier.
Yeah, because I mean, back then it was pretty much the only way I knew if there was a show was looking at what was it, East Coast Rocker or whatever it was. You know, looking at the listings in
Yeah,
there,
I remember
or
it.
if it happened to flash across the radio, which at the time I used to listen to a lot of WSOU, Seton Hall.
Yeah, yeah.
Which used to come in clear of where I live. It doesn't anymore, you know.
Oh,
And every time it does, it's only playing sports crap, you know, because it's usually on a
really?
Sunday or whatnot.
Well,
I don't even
yeah,
know if they still play
WSOU was
music
like big back
used
in the
to.
90s, man. Early
Yeah.
2000s.
I used to love listening to the WSOU, Seton Hall,
Mhm.
Pirate Radio.
Mhm. They would
that was
play
actually-
heavy metal.
yeah,
It was actual heavy
Yeah.
metal on the radio.
heavy metal, hardcore all the time, you know.
Although
So, I
they
mean-
were a Christian station too, so it was a weird
Exactly.
line.
That's
Because
when it
my
was
friend's
playing
band actually got banned from that station because of like anti-religious imagery.
Really?
Yeah.
That I didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you
But
gotta
yeah, so
you gotta be just cool and oof.
that's funny. I
Still
did not know
cool,
that.
still cool. Seton Hall. Shout
Yeah.
out.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. I forgot what the hell we were talking about. Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going on. I think we were talking about Poughkeepsie, but we don't really need to talk about Poughkeepsie.
Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about Poughkeepsie. Yeah, we ended up being late there, and I remember there was like a
Oh.
balcony, and the pit looked like it was tiny, and like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it's a weird place. I mean, I was in high school, so I stayed out of the pit. I was like on the layer beyond the pit.
But I would say the worst place I actually saw them, where I saw the full set was Tinks in Scranton. So
I never heard of that
I drove
place.
out to Scranton because, like I said back then, I had no idea, when it was going to. Like now, I know they're going to play Philly and Jersey and New York. At some point, probably twice a year, I'll see them.
Mhm.
So, but back then, it wasn't quite the case. So I remember I drove out to Scranton, and it was a place called Tinks. And now
And Dream
every
Theater.
other mosh pit I have ever been into, when the crowd surfers get to the front, the bouncers pull them out of the pit and send them around the back.
Yeah.
Not these assholes at Tinks. They literally pushed them back into the audience.
Oh
So me,
god.
I'm like trying to get the stupid idiot over the,
Yeah.
the fence, and they're pushing back. I'm like, this is not safe. This is pretty stupid. So yeah, and it had if I remember correctly, it had support columns in the middle of the pit.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was a poorly planned layout for that venue. But that was probably late 90s as well.
My most interesting memory about seeing them at the Chance is that do you know the band Amen?
Not offhand, but I might be familiar with their music.
Casey Chaos, I believe his name is. Anyways, they were the opening band. Well, I think Lamb of God opened, but I missed them, and like nobody knew who they were yet. But this guy Amen was wild. Yeah, I still don't really listen to Lamb of God. I'm sorry. I'm a GWAR fan, but I'm not like a big metal fan. But so Amen is playing, and this guy's like wild on stage, and he's like jumping off of everything. And at one point, he jumped off like the speaker into the drum set or something, and he like broke his leg. And I think like just like did the rest of the show just like fucked up, and like I don't know, something happened. He like destroyed himself and finished the set, and everyone was just like, this is nuts.
Nice. I gotta actually, speaking of Lamb of God, I got actually funny story about them. Well, not really about them specifically. So
did they did they blow the power?
No. So
okay,
I don't think so. So I was at this show.
My friend saw them blow the power once.
It was a show at the Wellmont Theater. So I remember seeing them, and so GWAR was playing before them, which I thought was kind of weird in the first place. So I caught Gizmac's drumstick during the GWAR set.
Oh, nice.
So that drumstick is this drumstick.
Hell yeah. And what is holding that drumstick, and who
So
made
this is a
that?
sculpture I made of Gizmac. Let me
Wow.
the camera. Woo.
That's
Hopefully it's not too cobwebby or anything, because
that's
usually
awesome,
it just sits
dude.
around and does nothing. But yeah, so this is a sculpt that I made out of Super Sculpey.
Do you have other sculpted GWAR members, or just Gizmac?
Not on me. No, most of those were all like the ones I have made. They're elsewhere. I don't own them. Like they were pretty much commissioned or sold out. In fact, like Bishop has one. I know he has one of himself, Lothar. So he has one, but yeah, I actually don't have any more on me. I think that's the only one. I have I had a partially finished one that I was doing of Odorous, but he kind of fell and the cuttlefish came off.
No.
Yeah, I need to. He needs some repair work.
I have a
But,
I have a similar story about this guy, because as you see, there's an eye missing, and this thing. Oh, and a shoulder missing. But I feel like
the other thing is like
it's gone through battle,
decided
guys.
from now on, shipping sculptures is just way too nerve-wracking for me, because Lord knows how it's going to end up on the other side. So yeah, that's pretty much only an in-person thing. Plus, they take up way too much time, and I don't have the space to work on them, so I haven't done a sculpture in a while. But anyway, back to the story. So I had that drumstick in my pocket when Lamb of God was playing. So I was watching Lamb of God for a little bit, went up to the balcony for a little bit because I didn't want to be in the pit, naturally, because I had a giant drumstick in my pocket, and it was jeans. So it wasn't like, I mean, the pants I'm wearing now, they would fit it no problem. But,
weird. And GWAR played before them?
Yes. So I was
weird.
walking out in the lobby because I had no interest in Lamb of God whatsoever. I'd never even heard of them at that point. And then I happened to glance out the window, like the front entrance there, and I see Dirk standing there, and I see the truck there, and I see Scott loading shit into the thing. I'm like, go out there, meet people from the band I'm here to see, stay in here, watch the band I don't give a fuck about. And so that was an easy choice for me.
I would have done
walked
the
out,
same thing.
and so I probably sounded like a complete blither. I mean, I still sound like a blithering idiot, but I mean, that's probably the only time that I went complete fanboy and like blah, 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 was the first time that I met Dirks, because I sounded like a blithering idiot.
I think I had the similar experience with Dirks, because I only met him once, and only for like a few seconds. And it was around the time when he was having, the health issues, and and like, I had like done like the swab and like sent in my whole thing, and like the first thing I said to him was something about that, like, "Oh, hope you're feeling good." And I think it just like bummed him out. He was just like, "Okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow at the show."
Yeah. Dirks is cool, but I always feel awkward around him. But usually
it's not just me.
I'm usually with people.
Dirks, come on the show.
The thing is that I'm often with people who know him far better, and so they interact, and I'm just there. I'm getting some residual cool points, aren't I? No,
exactly. I was standing next to Drea, who is Estrogina,
Yes,
and so she's tight with the band, and I'm just like, I know her from the goth scene.
Oh, see, she was there all in her wedding gown at the Halloween show that you missed.
Oh,
Drea's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, I believe it. Usually I don't even see her at shows, because she's like way up in the front the whole time, and I kind of just work the room.
Yeah, see,
I don't start in the front at GWAR shows anymore.
No,
like I eventually get there, but like I check out the temperature of the pit. I've seen those fuckers like break barricades.
Starland, I'll start at the front, but I'll start on the side.
Yeah, Starland's a bit wider
towards the middle. Once I figure out which side is the side that's getting more spew, because one always gets more spew than the other.
Yeah.
So I try and figure out which side's getting the spew, and I almost always pick it wrong.
Yeah, that's.
But because when I was younger, like my first GWAR show or whatnot, I was in the pit for the beginning, and you just got the press of the crowd, and it takes a long time for them to set up their stage between acts, and you're just getting there hot and sweaty for no good purpose. I'm a big guy.
Smelly dudes all over.
I'm a tall guy, so I can get there. So I'm not worried about that at all. Plus, I can see clearly from the back, so it's not a problem. I generally try to be between the circle pit and the rail, because I don't like circle pits at all. So I don't want to be in the circle pit.
Yeah. I don't like that at a GWAR.
I'm usually acting more as a physical buffer between the circle pit and the front. Actually, I met some cool people just by protecting somebody on the rail.
Yeah.
Jolene and Brian. I know. I'm pretty sure they're watching, or they will.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
Rewatch.
Brian?
Not
Let's
that
see.
Brian, different
Not
Brian.
different Brian. Dix is always awkward. Okay. Yeah, same here. But I'm
Yeah, it
always
was-
nervous when I approach them for the first time, you know. What was I gonna say? I totally forgot now.
But yeah.
That
Oh,
kind of
so
night.
anyway, so later at that same now, this is what we call a callback. So at that same Lamb of God show, much so after that, so I met Dirks or whatnot, and then I was talking. I got a picture with. They were about to load the bile driver up onto the truck, and so Scott asked us real quick before he threw it on the truck. He goes, "Want to get a quick pic?" So I got a pic with Scott Crawl and a couple of my friends, both named Jason. Unfortunately, they both have passed on since then.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, dude.
but hey, life happens. Probably about a decade apart from each other, but yeah, unfortunately, both of them are moved on. But so then later, I end up by the truck, or not by the truck, by the bus, like on the side there, and just hung out all freaking night with people who I still I still hang out with at shows. So that's when I met a lot of them. And like Corey Klein, Sharpie Maximus, I think is what he goes. So him, I was sitting like 4 feet away from him, but I didn't know him yet until after the fact. And then that's when I first met Matt. I'd already been going to shows for a long time by that point. I mean, this was like a decade into it, but it's the first time I'd ever hung out with any of them. So and I had no idea Matt was in the band at all. I mean, I knew he was associated with them. All I knew, he's a cool guy with art book. He had a sketchbook that he was showing someone else. I'm like, oh, hey, cool. Can I take a look at it? I'm looking through the sketchbook, and the sketchbook is fucking awesome. And I did see some, obviously there was GWAR sketches, but not just GWAR. There's so much cool shit in there. So the GWAR sketches, that didn't throw me off at all because I have them of my own. So I had no idea. I found out because when I had asked him to sign my pants I was wearing, and I wanted his signature, he signed it a saw board, which I thought was like, and then it clicked, But yeah, so we hung out,
That's funny.
So
See, it's easier to
later.
if you don't know that they're in the band, it's probably easier to approach them.
So then, that's why I didn't have the blubbery fanboy moment with him, because I had no idea,
Matt's easy to talk to.
So then after, like, long time later, because mind you, Lamb of God was still playing. So a while after Lamb of God lets out, some drunk people come stumbling by where we're all sitting right outside the tour bus. He's like, man, you guys are idiots. You guys, Lamb of God's hanging out inside there, signing autographs and taking pictures with people. And I'm like, half of GWAR's right here, just out of costume chilling.
Hello, I am with gods.
Funny. Yeah. That was hilarious. We all laughed at them as soon as they walked away. It was hilarious. Because
I don't care much about Lamb of God. Respect to them. I have all the respect for them, but it's just not really my thing.
And then I met, because I met the other Corey there. He was there, and I didn't know who he was at that time either. It's like, because back then I didn't know who, with the exception of a handful, because I think by that point I was already Facebook friends with Dirks and Dave, and so I knew some of them, but not all of them. Like what they would look like out of costume, no clue.
Yeah, there was no documentary out yet.
no documentaries. No, Facebook wasn't as big of a thing, and there wasn't all these videos with them out of costume and stuff. So I mean, which it's great for them because they could walk around while the opening acts are playing.
That's how I
hang out. They still do.
That's how I met Bob Gorman, and
Bob's awesome.
And why do I always forget his name? What's his name from Hagfish? Why do I forget his name? I'm so sorry. He was Flatus for a while.
Now I'm trying to remember my Flatus.
He's in Rise Against now.
Oh. Yes, right on the tip of my tongue.
I know, it's always on the tip of my tongue. It's like not Pete Lee, it's after Pete Lee.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. But it's
just
like when you go to search your memory and it's just like blocked out at that exact spot you're trying to look at.
All right, I'm going for the Hagfish, so we're gonna find out.
There you go.
It's driving me nuts.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Like I can picture him.
I'm a terrible fan tonight.
It's coming to me.
Can you beat me to it?
Ooh. Probably not.
Yeah, Zach Blair.
Yeah, Zach Blair.
Why
Yep.
do I always forget your name, dude? It's
I
stupid.
forget everybody's
I
name.
was yeah, at a my college that I went to has like a end of the year festival, like 2-day blowout. And before I went there, when I was a senior in high school, I went to that blowout party because GWAR was playing. You know, as long as you could sneak on campus, like it's a free show.
Right.
But it rained, so like most of the bands moved inside and GWAR got canceled because they just had too much shit, you know?
Oh.
So I was standing outside the student center where all the bands were being moved to, and Zach and Bob walk up to me, and Zach's like recognized me from being front row at the Poughkeepsie show that I was just talking about.
Oh wow.
He actually recognized me, and then I was talking to people from GWAR, and like because they knew who I was for some reason.
Nice.
It was
It's
like,
it.
wow, and especially Zach because he was new to the band. Like I had no idea who he was,
Right.
and Bob like looked a little different than he did like in the '90s when I would have recognized him. This was
Right.
like 2002, so it was pretty rad.
Yeah, it's always
Bob, come
weird.
on the show. I'd love to talk some archive with you, buddy.
Yeah, it's always weird when you get recognized out of context somewhere. Like I remember one time I was at I think it might have been the same GWAR show at the Williamsburg
Music hall.
Music Hall, where somebody had actually recognized me from my brief time as a Google Plus influencer before influencer was a term. You know, so I
What
used
is
to
this
do a lot
other
of.
life that you've lived, Cliff?
So I used to do a lot of what I called speed paint hangouts. It was that period when I did that interview that you saw me do of Dave. I used to do that thing with just general people before GWAR, before doing this was a thing. Like before YouTube
Right.
Live was really much of a thing.
Yeah,
At
this
least
is sort of a
back
recent
then they had the
phenomenon.
Google Plus platform and they had Hangouts, but Hangouts on Air wasn't existing yet. They were just trialing it, and so I used to pop into random people's Hangouts and just I'd be screen sharing my screen and I just start drawing and see how long until somebody caught on that I was drawing them. And that became pretty popular for a while. And then, you know, then it became this whole thing. I've been to the Google office a couple times in New York. That was a good time. But yeah, that was like about a decade ago. So I used to do this sort of thing all the time. You know, so I'd be being interviewed, you know, because I was like marketing people wanted to pick my brain because I was, you know, I was viral. You know, that was long before influencer shit was, you know, a thing, before influencers were played. Why wasn't it paid?
I know, like you
But
got to get
so
that
yeah,
on
I was
TikTok
on
is the
that.
thing now.
But you know, I used to do a bunch of shit for free. You know, I just do all these drawings and whatnot for people. And looking back on them now, they were mostly crap. But you know, but it was the novelty of the thing because they were getting, you know, because when you go to get a caricature done or whatnot, like and back then, you weren't watching the drawing. You know, you didn't see it till it was done. So back then, you know,
Let's talk about art. Caricatures. This is a caricature of yourself.
that is a caricature, and actually, you can see in the reflection on my glasses there. You can see my old Cintiq setup. So I had my Cintiq. That's what that thing on the bottom is, and then there's the iMac screen.
Wow.
And I bet you there's a screen capture from one of those live streams that I used to do, or those Google Hangouts. That's probably what's on that screen right there. I don't remember. I might have been working on a digital painting, much like the one that, you know, of myself right there. But so yeah, I used to do that a lot. There was a time period where I was doing a lot of digital painting, and then my Cintiq and my iMac both went kablooey because what was happening is I'm terrible at updating shit. Like, so I'd never updated the software, like the operating system. So I think I was still using Snow Leopard like 15, you know, versions later. And at a certain point, I couldn't update the one because it wouldn't talk to the Cintiq. I couldn't update the Cintiq because it wouldn't talk to that one. And they stopped making drivers for it because it was an outdated Cintiq. Because I had bought my Cintiq at the New York Comic Con back when they held it in February before they moved it to October, which I think February was a way better time because I was flush with was it tax return money. I had that tax
Cold.
return
It's cold
so it's
in
like
February.
$2,000 or actually no, back then it's probably like 1,500 or whatever.
You don't
Now
want
I
all those
forgot what I paid for it.
cosplayers with coats on, you know?
True. So so that's when I bought my Cintiq there. And it lasted a good decade. But so then after that, I went pretty much straight traditional for a while, painting and ballpoint pen, sculpting a bit. And then a year ago, my wife bought me the iPad that I'm using right now for this. And that's why I did my comic on, et cetera, et cetera. So now I'm getting back into digital work, but, and of course, still the traditional work.
Right.
Like this, which was a marker drawing. And this
Nice.
is not
Oh
original
yeah,
size.
Evil
This was
Kitty.
actually originally a lot smaller. This was blown up on a photocopier. So
Right. Yeah, I sent that to my brother. I don't know if he's still here because his band is called Evil Kitty.
oh,
So
nice.
I was like, here's your Evil Kitty.
Ooh, nice, Brian. That's awesome.
Sweet. Should we look at some of your art?
Sure.
Let's see what we
Why
got
not?
here.
I think that's what the fans really
There he
want.
is.
To look
Evil
at my
Kitty.
art.
Yeah, there's your Evil Kitty. This is the guy. Yeah, Guarlo Kitty.
Nice.
Let me catch up on
Come
some
on, come on.
comments.
Wouldn't Hello Kitty work better? It's already Hello Kitty. Just need that little dash in there.
Vinny's here. What's up, Bohab?
What's up, Vinny?
I'm a rail guy every show. Yeah, Sean likes to
Nice,
get
nice.
railed at Guar shows. You heard it here.
Good
Just
old
kidding.
Sean. Yeah,
Sean.
I actually wore Sean's cuttlefish.
They're all talking to each other. Blair, yes.
Yes.
I got it eventually. I'm sorry, Zach Blair. You're awesome.
We're
I really like
terrible.
Armstrong. Have you guys heard Armstrong? Do you know Armstrong?
I don't think I do.
Oh my God. Where is it? Where is my Armstrong? Shit.
The only Armstrong I can think of offhand is Stretch Armstrong.
Here it is.
Which I know that's not what you're talking about.
No, this is a band that I think it was just a studio project.
Nice.
That Zach Blair did called Armstrong.
Oh, sweet.
The album is called Dick, the Lion-Hearted.
Nice.
And it was recorded at the Blasting Room by Bill Stevenson, Stephen Egerton, the guys from the Descendants.
Descendants are awesome.
Yeah, so
funny.
like
my daughter was just mentioning the Descendants, the one who's
Really?
like actually watching this. She mentioned them a little while. She goes, "Is there a band called the Descendants? I know there's a Disney show Descendants." So I'm like, "Yes, there's a band called the Descendants." So fucking awesome.
Yeah, I love the Descendants. Of course, they were producing Hagfish before this and everything. But here's what you might like about this specifically is the drummer on this record is Brad Roberts.
Roberts.
This is definitely an official like GWAR side project.
Nice.
And it's just like, Zach Blair's like pop punk stuff. And it's great.
Speaking of Brad Roberts, I probably have something that I probably no one else has, or very, very, very few people would have.
Let's see.
And that would be a Brad Roberts signature.
Ooh, he is a bit elusive.
So this whole shirt is signed by them, their actual selves, not the characters. So what started that off is
oh yeah, I probably have a Jizmac somewhere. So
I got that, and I finally did actually get the Matt McGuire signature because it's on here. But
oh right.
So years later, I did eventually get one. So what happened with this was it was at the barbecue for the Viking funeral when they were going to be introducing Lothar, but they hadn't introduced Lothar yet. So when I met Bishop and I asked him to sign my shirt, he couldn't sign as the character because the character wasn't unveiled yet. So he signed as himself, and I just continued that on. And so, yeah, so when I had this one, I got this, most of it was signed either down there, or I also got some signatures when I was at, when they played in, it was in Pennsylvania, in Stroudsburg, at Sherman Theater. And that's,
yeah, you're right, man.
That was that was with Volvatron, because I have Kim signatures on here as well.
Nice. Yeah, I saw Volvatron at Irving Plaza. You're right. All my Brad signatures say Jizmac.
Yep. Yeah, in fact, it was funny. It was really weird. He was just like,
did you specifically ask him for that?
I
is it like,
because when I asked for the signature, I'm like, I want your signature, because he was at a costume, and he's at the merch table. Yeah, I'm like, no, I want signature as Brad. And the look on his face was pure confusion. It was like, wait, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, you're the one who's the drummer. I mean, it's like, I'm not asking for Jizmac's signature. I'm asking for yours. I mean, after all, it's not like that's the only thing.
That's an interesting distinction. I've never really thought about that.
But it's
like
like
having different things signed by different, like the human.
well, it's so funny watching like when people, because I do hang out by the truck a lot, to talk to the guys when they're done loading up their shit or whatnot. And sometimes they come hang out, not always, but it
Wait,
depends what
keep
they're
talking.
doing.
I'm gonna check
But
my comic book.
the looks on some of their faces when you don't know which character they actually are.
Oh
And you're
yeah,
asking
that's
to sign
funny.
somebody else, or the image is actually of a different portrayer of the character.
Oh
Like,
right.
and they tend not to like that, but
Wah, wah. What are you gonna do? Like so many people have been through this
exactly.
band.
I mean, exactly.
I'm trying to find my Orgasmageddon comic book because I got a couple signatures out of costume, and I'm
Yeah, I think
wondering
my
which way
copy
they
is
signed
probably in
there.
storage, but I do have their shirt on.
Yes, tell me about what
Orgasmageddon.
you're wearing. Give us a little fashion show clip.
Woo, show it, bear it all. Yeah, so I'm actually wearing a GWAR hoodie. This one was, I took advantage of their recent sale of the GWAR hoodie. And this one actually does zipper on the opposite side of my original GWAR hoodie. So I bought one at the Philly show last tour. That one's right here. And the reason I ended up getting another one is my cat slashed the sleeve.
Meow.
Meow. So yeah, so this sleeve is like torn to shit right here. That's
There
due
it
to my
is.
cat. So I had noticed when I first put this hoodie on, I'm like, I went to go zipper it, and the zipper was on the opposite side. It was really confusing the hell out of me. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, are these things gendered? And so yeah,
Right, that's what I was thinking.
right. So today when
That's
I
not
happen to look
woke.
at it, there are more subtle differences. Like the older one has the silver zipper, and this one's a black zipper, and it does zipper on the opposite side. So I was looking on the tag to see if I didn't think they were gendered. I mean, they're not, but just I don't know if it was just a factory decision. Maybe it was just a. But I did look. They
The
are made
secret
by
is they
different
make
companies.
better hoodies for girls, apparently.
They are made in different I should check the pocket size, see if the pocket depth's the same. But
Get your ruler out.
yeah, get the ruler. No, actually I think the new one might have slightly bigger ones, but this one, the newer one, does seem to have a little bit higher quality, but it could be this one's been through the wash like a bazillion times. So
And what's on your T-shirt?
This is from the Orgasmageddon comic, which you had
Ah,
mentioned.
yes. Oh, good thing I didn't wear that one tonight.
Yeah. So
I
that's
picked
from the
my
Orgasmageddon. Hi, Matt. How are you?
use your collusion tour.
So
yeah, I grabbed my comic book. See, yeah, you're right. I got Lothar and Pustulus and Balzac, and they all signed it, out of costume, but they did it with their character name.
Yeah, that's so yeah, so that
And
shirt is
Astrogina.
I highly doubt. I would assume most people have the character signatures. So that shirt does have, so it's like the prized possession there. But I very, very, very rarely ask for yes, I do use Procreate now.
I don't know what that is. Is that an artist thing?
Procreate is an app on the iPad. So yes, I do use Procreate on my iPad Pro. Yep.
Hello.
So
welcome, if anyone, chat away, man. Like,
so now I
send
use
us some
pretty
questions
much
if you
whatever
want.
medium, I paint, I draw, my colored pencil, like this recent piece, which is not GWAR related, but corn Cthulhu.
Corn, oh yeah. I was about to get to that
I
pun.
guess, since there's the cuttlefish of Cthulhu, it's vaguely related, but not really. So yeah, so that's my most recent marker piece that I finished. Let's see what other random doodle crap I have laying around here.
What's this?
What's what? Oh, so so the one is Balzac bonded with Venom, and the other one is like a Ghost Rider Balzac. Yeah, so those are those paintings, and it's funny because when I first saw the updated design on Balzac, there, I'm like, flames and stuff, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But as you see there, in both of them, they have the more smoother design there, which I personally prefer. And if I can ever afford one, I will get one. But those things are expensive as fuck, and I'm broke. But so if any of you want to gift me,
I can't do the whole collecting the costumes thing. It's just too much.
Realistically, what the fuck am I gonna do with it? I have no place to put it. I don't have.
I would love to talk to people like Sean about their collections. Nice.
Yes, Bishop signed. Exactly. So this is a helmet I made.
Oh yeah, let me full screen you here. I was gonna show some pictures of that. Dude, that is pretty
So
gruesome, dude.
thank you. So this is actually loosely based on that picture you were just showing with him bonded with Venom. Is loosely based on that. Obviously, there's no tongue or anything in this, but that was the
You
sort of
are the
inspiration.
tongue.
But I never designed, and there's no horns on there because I want it to be, narrow enough for me to, walk through spaces and whatnot. But yeah, it's relative. This is way lighter than their actual costumes, obviously. This would never ever hold up to a tour or getting wet or anything else. But
What is that
it's
made
just a
out
regular
of?
helmet underneath.
Okay.
So anytime anyone ever mentions Scrotum Moon, I share that image. I'm like, what? Did you summon Scrotum?
Has anybody gotten this Scrotum Moon tattooed on them? Do you think anyone has
That
a
would be
Scrotum
fucking
Moon
awesome.
tattoo on them?
I don't know.
Anyone out in the chat have a
Some people
Scrotum
get some
Moon?
weird tattoos.
I
I don't know.
dare you.
I do not tattoo shame.
I dare you in the chat to get a Scrotum Moon tattoo, but it's got to be either on your scrotum or on your chin. Yikes. And there's Jizmac.
But
yeah, what are your thoughts of Scrotum Moon as a character? Because it's divided among the fandom, I think.
I
Or at least
didn't mind
Hunter
him.
still likes
I
that
kind
character
of like
still.
when they go out and do these strange shit. I kind of liked him. I think he had potential.
It's like at least it wasn't techno again.
It would have been nice to see further iterations. Like because a lot of them, when they're first introduced, they don't look the coolest. Yet.
Right. True.
It usually gets. I think the one who probably started out the coolest was probably when they introduced Pusty. He looked pretty cool right out of the gate.
Well, they kind of had a formula.
See, I know,
at that point.
I know a lot of people prefer like the old school style, like like the,
Nope.
But not me.
Cliff is.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
I might.
He'll draw it for you though, right? Is that the deal? If someone wants to get a Scrotum Moon,
that one on there.
You got to get that one. It's done.
Just get that one. It's already drawn.
Yes. Hello.
But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool concept.
Speaking of people with tattoos, we do know someone with this tattooed on them.
Indeed, we do.
And he was on this show. Go watch my
Indeed,
episode with AJ Good
from
the House of Masks. He shows off his Cliff Roth art sleazy tattoo. That's crazy that he picked your representation over like an actual Don Draculich.
Right. Or the photo this one is actually based off of, which I don't
Who
remember
took that photo.
All right, so I'm not 100% sure if it was George Bruzy or however I think he's currently going under Zoomizia or I call him Killshot because he fucking hates it because that's what he was known as when I first started seeing his artwork. It's funny, like so when I used to.
It's a cool name. Why would you be? Yeah.
I think because other people were using it. I don't remember. He's changed it so many different times. But he's somebody you should get on here. He's awesome.
Okay.
Like a lot of his photos are the ones that are at the GWAR bar. So he does a lot of cool photography there.
Sure.
So George, if you're watching this,
come on the show, buddy.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if it was one by his or it could have also been Jamie Betts, who did a lot of GWAR photography that I've referenced before with permission. But I'm not 100% sure for that specific one, which one it was.
Jamie.
It could be Jamie Betts. It could be.
No, I mean, someone look it up. That's my cue for someone.
I tried looking it up one time
because I'm the Joe Rogan of GWAR. I guess.
That's like a decade worth of history to cut back from. So. So those. Yeah, because that was 2012. So yeah, that was like 11
years ago. So that picture is probably even older.
Right. I mean, it wasn't probably that much older than then. It was probably from 2011 or maybe earlier in the year than
was he touring with them? Maybe the Erectile. No.
I'm pretty sure that's from GWARbarbecue.
Okay.
Which GWARbarbecue I don't know, but I want to say because I'm pretty sure it was clear lighting. Like I think it was daylight out. I'm pretty sure it was a festival show, so I think it was GWARbarbecue. But the first GWARbarbecue I was at was Post Odorous, the Viking funeral.
I never made it to a GWARbarbecue, so I'm a terrible fan.
I was at two of them. One was in 2014, and then for the Viking funeral, and then I was there 2 years later, 2016, I think I was there, and then I was down in Virginia for the unveiling of the tombstone and the ROG show that was at the GWAR bar. So I've been to the GWAR bar a couple times, and listen, if you're anywhere near Richmond, go to the
I need to
bar.
make my pilgrimage. I don't know.
Food.
I've never been to
phenomenal.
Virginia. Well, I toured through Richmond, Virginia once, but I didn't really get too far outside of the perimeter of the venue. But some GWAR guys did come to see us. This was with Green Jelly. So
cool.
Nate, I believe, came to the show.
Nice.
Remember
But
Nate?
yeah, so the food there is phenomenal. Like, so when I went down to it was 2019 when we went down to Richmond. I went with my wife, and GWAR is totally not her thing at all. I mean, so definitely not her thing at all. GWAR, she doesn't like the aesthetic. She doesn't like any of it. But she did go to the restaurant, and she liked the food enough to come back to get more.
Nice.
So even though she didn't like the atmosphere of the place, she loved the food. The food's phenomenal.
Yeah, I need to
you
go
don't
there and just hang out there.
Fan or a fan of the aesthetic at all, get the food. It's great.
What do you recommend? I don't know what their menu is now, but Chef Balzac is on it.
I know the one that I definitely got was the beef stroganoff. That was good. I really like that one. The homemade fried Twinkies. Nice. Those were good. Yeah, I mean, pretty much anything you get there is going to be good.
I want breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then getting drunk.
Every so often, I'll have a random dream, which for some reason, I don't know what brings me to Richmond, but I'll be near Richmond and we'll be about to leave. I'm like, no, I got to get to the fucking GWAR bar. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be if you're there, you have to stop by, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. You should definitely check it out.
I will. Eventually, I'm going to make my pilgrimage to Mecca.
My daughter's like trying to show me something, but I'm not sure. What? When are you going to be done? I have no idea. She's just asking when I'm going to be done. Like, so that drawing there, the drawing is a McGuire. That is a McGuire drawing. Tweaked a little bit when I was painting it, but the drawing is a McGuire drawing. So what happened there was I was scrolling through his Instagram feed and I saw this cool line art. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Can I paint that? And he's like, sure, go ahead. So that's what I painted that picture. Nice. But yeah, that is definitely based off of a Matt McGuire drawing, which if you go scroll far enough back in his Instagram feed, you'll see the drawing it's based off of. And that was a piece that's in Orgasmageddon. I think
that's right.
I want to say it was issue 4, and it's in the I think it was
collection,
and I believe it's in the center of the compilation one.
You said 4?
I want to say that was it. I think that one's in 4.
Gotcha.
Because in the other ones, I think I have just artwork in the fan art section, but because I know Sleazy's in the fan art section of 2, I think. And
do you have one in 1? Because that's the one I have in my hand right now.
I don't know if I have fan art in
Let's find out.
issue 1. I might. I honestly don't
Humongous?
Remember. I don't remember what was in the fan art section of that one.
Let's see.
I know the Sleazy one is in, I'm pretty sure, too.
We got a Byron in here.
There you go, Byron.
And I don't think from Calvin Harden, Sawborg by Sean Hustle.
There you go,
nice.
Sean. Yeah, so I know
Chippy. Wait, were you at the Chippy thing in New York at the MF Gallery, the original MF Gallery?
So I never saw Chippy live. I only saw the videos we're posting, and it wasn't until after the fact that I learned that was originally a Dave character. I had no idea. I thought that was George. I thought that was George.
I think you were the one who told me about this whole
So when I heard of the Chippy character, the one who was doing the videos where he sticks the stick in the kid's bike and makes him fall over or whatnot, that was that I'm pretty sure was George Lawhorn doing it. And so he's the one who I used to text back and forth to George all the time. In fact, I remember one time he came up from Richmond and hung out up here. We went out drinking or whatnot. That was pretty cool. But I thought Chippy was his character. I had no idea it was a Dave character at all. and I think it stems from him like playing him while Dave was also there doing something
Yeah, they
else,
kind of
and I
had like
think that's
a.
how he ended up
You
doing
think
it.
it's Dave in that costume, but then Dave walks in from over
Right.
here, kind of like
So it became kind of
switcheroo.
like the whole kind of became like a Bob Zamuda thing.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, so I had no idea. I think it wasn't until after the whole post-death drama fiasco crap, so that's none of my business. I have nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, I
So
saw the
that's when I
original
found out. That's
Chippy.
when I heard that it was, in fact, not George's character.
Because I think, yeah, then I think I saw Chippy again at the Crackathon,
Yeah,
also
that's
at MF Gallery, and the MF Gallery in Brooklyn. The original show was in Manhattan location
oh
before they moved.
yeah, I wasn't at either Crackathon.
Okay,
Unfortunately,
yeah, because I
the only
think
time I've been
that's
to the
where
MF
he was
Gallery was
like
for
odorous on stage, and then
our
Chippy was
show.
running around, and you're like, "What's happening here?"
That had to be pretty cool, but it seems like a very small place for a
Dude, it was like
thing.
it was the space. You've been there. It was
Yeah,
so small and like sweaty. It was really not very
yeah,
comfortable.
it didn't look comfortable at
But I
all.
saw
But
Andrew WK duet with Odorous Urungus. I believe I
nice,
was there for that.
nice,
That's nuts.
nice.
I would like to get Martina and
Nice.
Frank on
Is
the
your van
show.
anywhere near here, Brian? I've never actually painted on an auto before, like any
Hmm.
sort of car or anything. But
Well, challenge
I,
accepted.
I have sculpted a shifter for someone before, like like there was a shifting knob, so I had sculpted one of those in the vein of Rat Fink.
Nice. You met Chippy. Yeah. Which Chippy did you
Nice.
meet?
Nice.
When I met you briefly at New Jersey show last spring, I remember having a moment like, he did the painting, still gotta buy. Yo, you're famous, Cliff Roth. You're packing the show here, man.
Nice.
You're like one of the most popular episodes right now.
Lies, all lies. Yeah,
Oh.
George is pretty cool. I know he moved out west to be with his woman.
I gotta find out what happened to the archive of the Crackathon. I mean, it was all live streamed. Someone must have like a recording of all of it, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Because it was like the last one at least was like a several day affair, right? Or no, they would do like 2 days, but like
Yeah.
5 episodes per day kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember the
It
details
was
of
a
that at all.
marathon. It was like you could buy a ticket for the day or like for the specific hour.
Yeah, Brokeland indeed.
I did a video for the Crackathon from Green Jelly, and then they edited it really terribly. So one day I will play the actual thing on here.
So it's funny you mention green Jello.
Yes,
or
you want to talk about
jelly.
Green Jello?
I refuse to acknowledge them as jelly. They're Jello, goddamn.
Because I
am not succumbing to that nonsense. They're green Jello. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Damn the man.
Well, you
And
are
it's Taylor
correct, because
Ham.
even the Y with the umblocks is supposedly pronounced O. So
Right,
even
but-
Green Jelly is pronounced Green Jello. That's what they
Right,
say,
so-
at least.
So yeah, so there's a show we had to have met each other at. So this was a show that I think it was in Brooklyn. I know we've had this conversation.
Let's have it again.
Yes. So I remember I was supposed to, so I met up with them at his hotel, at Man Speaker's Hotel or whatnot, with the Guello crew. And so this was like a while ago.
Was it in Times Square?
No, this was
Okay.
no. I did not. He went to Times Square after the show. He did end up going to Times, but I think I hung back at the hotel. I think I fucking crashed because I did crash at their hotel that night. But so I remember him. So he was on the phone with the venue, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think they have enough people. I don't think I'm going." So Kurt ended up singing at the show, and everybody's there just putting on the costumes or whatnot. And
No, nobody put on the costumes. I was there.
I remember people just random
Did they?
audience members.
Oh,
Audience
okay.
members picked up those costumes and put them on. I don't mean anybody in the band, because Kurt wasn't wearing a costume.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's what happened. Because
Yeah,
first,
'cause
here's
back
my
when,
perspective.
That was back before they had Guello had the falling out with Cheech, because Cheech was there.
I don't know anything about that.
And yeah, so Doigestein was there. I can't pronounce that at all. I can't pronounce your name at all, but Doig is awesome. But the first time I met them was at that barbecue, and I ended up, because I inadvertently got locked out of the room. I was because I was at the hotel, that the infamous hotel everybody was fucking staying at, and it was crazy there. But I had inadvertently got locked out of the room that I was staying in By the way, I want to take this time to give a big fuck you, Lonnie. Fuck you, Lonnie. Lonnie, fuck you. But
Everyone raise your middle
right. So
finger.
I was staying in the room with Lonnie and his kid, but they accidentally locked me out of my, and it was like because the thing was on the door, and they were both passed out. So I was just wandering around the hotel. So I ended up actually crashing with hanging out with Guello all fucking night and crashing at their hotel room. And like I think I like slept on like a square of the floor, which I ended up doing at this hotel in Brooklyn too. So yeah, so I drove to the show like from their hotel. I went with them. We drove
It
to the
was at
show
the place in
at
Brooklyn.
the place.
It
I
was
forgot what the
called
name of
the
the place
place.
was, but it was like I
No,
remember.
no, no. It was called the place.
Oh, could be.
And now
Might
it
have
is
been
called
Chick-fil-A.
Kingsland.
Oh, nice.
So yes, that it did reopen as a legit venue at one point.
Oh, did it? Yeah, because I
Yes.
remember it wasn't a very big place.
No, it was like a room in the back of a pizza place. Literally.
Nice.
It was.
And
Do you remember
and
that?
I
It was like
remember
a pizza. It was like a bar that had pizza that they made
and I
pizza.
remember getting
And
a
then in the
demo
back, it
off
was
of
like a Legion Hall room.
I remember getting a demo off of one of the other bands that was playing there, Darrow Chemical Company. And I fucking
Oh,
loved
they played that show?
Yeah, they played that
Hmm.
show and they were great.
I missed
Loved it.
I missed them.
I listened. I still. I mean, didn't have a lot of songs on there. I think it was a demo album. But yeah, I love the album. It was great. It's too bad I think they recently broke up. But
yeah, I know who they are from the horror punk community, of course.
right. So that was a great show, minus not having Man Speaker there. So I've
Well,
yet
I
to
have a
see
whole
an actual
perspective on
Green
that show.
Jello show
Oh man.
because he wasn't actually there. Then and then we hung out with him back later on that night. And I know they ended up going to Times Square, which I regret not going to. But I think I was just
Okay, yeah. So first of all, before I go into my whole rant about the show, happy birthday, serial killer.
Nice.
It is the 30th anniversary of Serial Killer this week. Can you believe it? So happy birthday. Oh, I thought I had the O on here. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I have it upstairs. I have the real thing, but you know.
Did I share you in the art collection the posters I did of Green Jello?
I'm not.
I don't remember
sure.
if I don't remember if I sent that to you or not. But I did do a spring break. I did a spring break tour for poster for them, and then I remember doing another one too. I think it was a Don't Tread on Me one.
Maybe I can try to look it up. Yeah, so I went to this show at the place in Brooklyn with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, we're gonna go see Green Jello, which is a band that I'm in sometimes. I am member 237 of Green Jello. I joined Green Jello in 2008 and did a whole tour with them with the Radioactive Chicken Heads and Rosemary's Billy Goat. And then I was the leader of the first New York franchise band when he started doing that.
Nice.
Right. So we did a show in Brooklyn, and then a week later, I used to live in Astoria, Queens, and there was a venue literally like maybe 4 blocks away from my house, and we were supposed to play there, and we did, but it was one of those situations where Bill stayed at my apartment all week and then still missed the show somehow because he tried to go somewhere else to do a different show in between, and it was a disaster. So
nice.
I showed up to the place and I'm like, hey, Bill, where are you? He's like, I'm in Times Square. And I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck I am in Brooklyn. Like,
nice.
To see you. He's like, you should come here and hang out with me in Times Square. I'm like, dude, I'm deep in Brooklyn watching your band. I was like laughing to myself because it happened to someone else this time, and now I just get to watch it. Because this happened to me where like I had to play. Oh yeah, I did see that. That's awesome.
So yeah, I did that one for him. I know I did another one, but
I have had to do Green Jello shows with no costumes and with no bill, and it sucks. And it sucks. And now nobody that I used to play with will be in Green Jello with me anymore, so it's okay. But so I watched his band play, and I noticed like all the costumes were just sitting on the side. I think I was the one who picked up the costume and started wearing them because I was like, I know how this show works. I've done whole tours doing this. Like, someone's just got to start this up, and I just started picking up the costumes, and I think just handing them out to people.
I remember my friend Tomas.
As a member of Green Jello, I
I
felt
know
like I had
Tomas
the
definitely
right
picked
to
one
do
up
that.
and was running through the pit in one. I don't know if you know Tomas,
I
but
don't think so.
he's
I've
in New
met a
York.
couple of the Guello
He
guys,
goes
but I
to
don't
all the
really
New
know
York
them.
shows. But I know he was definitely there, and he definitely picked one up and was, I think he put on one of the pigs. But I'm going to answer a text.
Yeah,
Because
go for it. You know
somebody, I'm
what?
in a group chat and they're watching this right now. So they did have a question about something they saw in the back.
Okay.
So this here is, I believe this is what she's talking about.
Whoa.
So this here is a piranha plant that I made with a dollar store football. So that's a dollar store football right there. So I cut it in half, pried it open, and those are sculpey teeth. Sculpey teeth. And then this is all just hot glue. Hot glue here. This is all designed with hot glue and then paint. And then this is an actual branch with a bunch of hot glue to make it look all cool, spray painted. This is just like, it was Halloween time, so I just got a bunch of random pots. And then in here, this is spray foam, and then I just like cut it off just to make the foam. So this is an actual wooden branch from outside. I have like a lot of different ones like this. So that's what that is. I think she saw it in the background and had a question.
Sweet.
I believe that's what she's referring to. So I hope that answers your question, Amanda.
We got member 364 in the house. That's great, man.
Nice.
I don't meet many people from I would say you're in my member range, because last tour I met 1,114. So being 237 is like, I'm way old school now.
I remember he made me an honorary member, but I don't actually have a number, so I'm not really a number.
Well, there's still time.
Cognitive discharge. I'm curious what their actual name is, like if I actually know them.
Do we know you?
Don't know if I know them.
There's a lot of people on YouTube have different names. Clip was on the show. Bill canceled Ottawa and the franchise there. Doubt he will ever play there because of the drama. Yeah, there's drama. You got to know exactly how, like, don't get too close to the flame. And Green Jello is like a big flame. Don't get too close to it. I've learned over my 15 years in Green Jello, like, how to continue being in Green Jello, basically.
Nice.
Which is being active most of the time.
Right. So I keep hoping it'll actually play like a little bit closer, because there are some places around here.
Well, it just depends on who's books them. When I was on tour with them in 2008, I started their MySpace profile. I was like, you need some social media. And that was the thing that was happening at the time. So I started the Green Jello social media, and he credits me for he's like, ever since you did that, I've never dealt with a booking agent. I've just booked shows through fans on social media. Like, that was all because of you. So he's been doing that for 15 years because I started their first social media site, which is sometimes the best party ever, and sometimes it's a huge fucking disaster.
Right. Exactly. So it's like, I've seen how some of those shows end up, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to be able to recommend them playing, and then the venue gets completely destroyed. And
I mean, now it's like, if you've ever been in the band, you can show up to the show and play it, basically. So now it's just like 30 people on stage at once, and then like 30 people in the audience too as members. Like the whole room is just Green Jello playing for themselves, basically.
Nice.
We are our own fans, but too. So
yeah, I think that there's a venue like right in my town, but it's a kind of relatively small venue. But they've had some pretty big acts there.
What's the venue?
It's Stanhope House.
I've heard of that place.
It's literally right around the corner. So I mean, like Mephistopheles has played there, but I mean, I was just waiting for somebody in the pit to get their head smacked in by the trombone, because I mean, there's like no space.
That might be a little too small.
I saw Max Sabbath there, and we're talking about like the hamburger was like the ceiling's right here, and then
then you know about Rosemary's Billy Goat, right?
Yeah, it was way too small of a venue for the setup for like. There's no way in hell GWAR could even get in the building, let alone play there.
Yeah,
but Green Jello, that's a little bit potential, but it's like, I don't know.
Wow.
But I think they've changed people who run the show there, because they used to have a lot of cool shows there, like all the time. And I haven't seen a cool show there in a while. And I don't know what the hell happened to it. I think the pandemic killed it, but I know they still have shows there. They're just not cool.
Maybe it's just cool bands aren't touring as much anymore.
But I mean, I'm talking about even cool local acts, like You know, I'm good friends with my friend Tim, who's in both the band Broken Heroes and Blank 77.
I've
So I
heard
know
of
they would
Blank
play there a lot.
77.
What?
I've heard of Blank 77. They're a punk band, right?
Yes, they are a punk band and they still tour regularly.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm good friends with one of the members there. I actually work with him.
Nice.
But good old Slitheborg.
Wait, what do you call this
Clarion.
one?
Yes, the good old Clarion, Sean. Yeah, so it's funny. So at that barbecue, the second time I went down there in 2016, I brought a bunch of those GWAR prints with me. So hanging out at the pool, because I remember Byron was selling his GWAR prints down there too. So it's like I didn't bring them out by the pool or anything because I didn't want to get them wet. So I'd be bringing people back to the hotel. So I'm like going into the hotel, walking out a lot of cash. Probably if people thought I was hooking.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, I stayed. So that time I stayed with Captain Wales. You know, love you, Captain Wales. Thank you. So yeah, so it's weird. So I didn't pay for my ticket to the show. So that was I got I got my VIP pass paid for by Matt Granger. You know, one of the ones who wrote the most recent GWAR comic. So he had paid for my VIP ticket in payment for some artwork because the Canadian exchange was fucking ridiculous. So yeah, so that's how I got into the show. And then I crashed with Captain Wales. So that's how, you know, like, so that was cool. And then I pretty much brought down bread and peanut butter and lived off of that when I wasn't eating at a restaurant or whatnot. And then I just sold a bunch of the prints that I had down there. So I was probably one of the few people walked away from there with more cash in my pocket than I went down with. But that was a great time.
Brian, which band is that?
Yeah, what band, Brian? I know I should know this off the top of my head, but my head is. So what you're looking at
mashups, huh?
Yeah. So what I did was I called them the Scum Cats. So it was basically a crossover between GWAR characters and Thundercats characters, except for of course that Hello Kitty who is.
Oh yeah, here's the Hello Kitty in close up.
Yes. So yeah, and then there's Gender Bent Beefcake, which is now also part of the same series. That's a completely different.
Well,
concept.
Beefcake does wear a dress.
So, well, yeah, he wears that, you know, the medieval skirt thing, and then that's a
no, like marker. You ever see when I don't know?
I mean, underneath it, yeah, it's like I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
like he actually wears a dress underneath it.
Yeah,
well, Bishop did. I don't know how.
It's more of a skirt, isn't it?
No, it was a one piece.
Oh, is it a one piece?
Yeah, because I've seen him take it off on stage, like in bootlegs in the '90s, and it's just a dress.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's perfect for his costume and like.
Yeah, I'm all about practicality.
Right, it's very practical. Gotta love this Santa Blothar.
Yes, good old.
One child for each udder.
Yep, one child for each udder.
We got Flopsy over here.
Flopsy.
Oh, where's my my horrific
I'm glad my daughter has moved on to be doing something else.
Yeah, this is by the way, this is the Not Safe for Work GWAR show that you're watching. Hello, I guess gotta have my Flopsy mask on.
Nice. Flopsy. All right, so of their movies, which one was your favorite?
Oh my god. Skullhead
their narrative movies, not
Skullhead Face
just poor stuff on it, but
Skullhead Face is like not only my favorite GWAR movie, but probably one of my favorite films of all time. Like I always say, even if GWAR didn't exist outside of just being made for that movie, that's like should be one of the best like B-movie cult classics of all time.
I agree.
It needs a Criterion release. I see that they got the film back.
Good. Skullhead. I agree. Skullhead Face is fucking brilliant.
Maggot Grace, Margaret posted an actual video of the reels. So let's get a Blu-ray Criterion. Maybe
versus what she definitely has one of my favorite Instagram channels. Period.
Oh my god, yeah. I love her. I want her to come on the show. I don't think she's seen my message, but please come on the show, Margaret.
All the costume pieces. I mean,
the custom stuff she's been doing based on old molds. Oh, so cool.
I love watching her work.
And the old photos too.
I wish I had the time to go down there and learn. Like I mean, Matt said, depending on the time of year and what they're actively doing, I'd be more than welcome to come down there. It's just, you know, I got 7 kids and a full-time job, and you know, it's like, so finding the time where I could have enough time where it would make it even sensible to go down there.
Oh, here's the
Oh
green
yeah, I did
cello.
send it to you.
I did
thought
have it in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the details of all the characters playing in the background.
There was so much back and forth with this, and I think I might have sent you an earlier version of that because I think he
Maybe.
added.
I don't know. I think I stole that from your Facebook.
Oh, all right, yeah, because there's a version of that where there's bird poop coming out of the toucan.
Oh, okay.
Because I remember he had wanted that.
That's cool.
I kind of thought it was a little cheesy, but
You
yeah,
know,
it's weird. Like I was always less for the scatological humor. I was, to me, I always thought that was like a little weird. I was
yeah.
like, yes, it's a major part.
You're
of
above it,
character
Cliff.
that he farts, but I always thought that part was kind of weird, even though I do make use of that in my comic. But
I think it's time for a special message from Techno Destructo.
Nice.
ALW Atomic Legacy Wrestling, March 25th, 2023. Techno Destructo versus El Ridiculoso. That's right, it's me, Techno Destructo, Scourge of the Universe, returning to Melbourne, Florida. El Ridiculoso, I'm coming for you. Techno Destructo needs to have both tag team titles.
That's awesome.
You're in Florida. Go
And
see
in Florida
Techno.
too. I'm surprised that I was expecting to see it say California.
Yeah, someone's flying him out. Someone fly him out to the East Coast, yo. I want to see Techno wrestle.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm glad I got to talk to him very briefly at the when they played. I want to say it was Philly. I saw him at. That was during.
Yeah.
I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was Philly when I saw him.
Franklin Music Hall?
Yeah, I think.
And Chuck was there too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that show at Irving.
Yeah.
Was Casey there? Because Casey was out at my show.
It was.
And they were passing a bass around.
So yeah. So when I saw it, I think if I'm not mistaken, Casey left mid-show. The show, the one I was at, Casey, or no, he did play the last song or whatnot, but he had left the stage for part of it. But I don't remember. I might be conflating two different shows. I don't remember.
It was a lot of them passing the bass around and having one.
But I do know at various different points, they had gotten sick at that show. I remember it was raining outside. So yeah, I didn't really hang out much, but I do remember I gave. I'm pretty sure I gave him a print of that. The piece I did of Scrotum Moon. I'm pretty sure I gave him a print at that show. Nice. I talked with him for a few minutes, but it was not the best weather out, and that was pandemic was a little closer then, and so we stayed our distance, masked up and everything.
Yeah, they all got COVID, man.
Oh yeah, that was
it was a rough tour.
It was like passing.
You didn't know who was going to be in the part of the show.
Yeah,
and when I saw it again, he was missing, so it was like a different experience, even if it was the same show.
Right, because that was the year they played Irving twice, right?
Yep. Yeah, I went to both of them.
They played it again. I thought I was going to be able to make the second one, but it just didn't pan out.
Wait, what's your favorite GWAR movie?
Skullhead Face.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to do like a commemorative, like a 30th anniversary. Yeah, 30th anniversary will be good. It's coming up next year. So who knows? Maybe we'll get like a remastered Toilet Earth 4K scan of Skullhead Face with commentary. Who knows? I like to just put that into the, on my vision board.
Put it on the whiteboard. That's right. Get a vision board.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wish I had
on DBX and Death Piggy.
All right. I wish I got to see DBX when they were touring.
I forgot. I
think I had every date they played near here. I had scheduling conflicts, and now Death Piggy, I didn't get the album, so I got the album in 2014. And I remember before I could tell Dave
Smile or Die,
because I have an autographed one that I think I actually might have gotten off Dave himself.
I always like to show my Death Piggy 7 inches.
I don't remember who I bought the CD off of, but it was either a resale from somebody else or it was Dave who had sold it to me directly.
This is
And I
the one
remember I
to
went
get
to go
now.
message to him that I had it and loved it, but alas, he was dead by that point. But yeah, so I had gotten it shortly before he died, either directly from him or indirectly from him, because mine is I have an autographed copy, and I loved it. I thought it was great.
I love Death. Yeah, Death Piggy's the best.
GWARtist, I wish I got a chance to see them live, because there was scheduling conflicts. So every time they actually played relatively local, because I'm pretty sure they played pretty much the same places around here.
I think they played at Connections in New Jersey. Do you remember that place?
That is
and
like
I think
oh man, I really wish I could, because if it's the place I'm thinking of Obsessions in New Jersey. I was gonna say
no,
that's like
not
15 minutes from
Obsessions.
here.
I remember Obsessions. I don't think I ever went to Obsessions, but I remember like they had local bands pay to play
Yeah,
all the time.
it's
So
like
like
10 minutes up the road. I know exactly
our like local bands from here in suburbia, New York, were like, we're playing at Obsessions. It's like a big show, and it's like,
Yeah.
no man, you're getting scammed.
Yeah, that's not a very big venue. I
No,
think they do. I think
Connections,
they
I
pretty much
forget where
just
that
do like
is.
receptions and shit now. I don't think they have shows at all. I don't think they have in years. I forgot what its name is now, but I think they just do like wedding receptions, that kind of crap. If they even do that, I don't even know what they do. But yeah, that's not all that far from me. Where's Connections?
I'm trying to look it up. I mean, I don't think it exists anymore,
Got
but
it.
I think I have a bootleg of DBX playing there.
Like I have friends who went there. I've seen this. Like when I've watched the video of the show, that looked fucking awesome. But yeah, I wish I would have gotten a chance. Same with I would have loved to see the X Cops live.
Oh yeah,
it was like,
yeah, that was a little before my
get
time.
Brad to sing again. And my favorite song on
I
the
know
album
Brad's
was,
a good singer. That's like the most
Barbells
surprising
is my
thing,
favorite song on there.
dude. Me too. Brad, get that microphone.
That's it. Come on, Brad.
Yo,
Start singing.
yeah, Brad, the drummer of GWAR, sings.
We need a
Barbells.
Gizmac song. Damn it.
I know. See, it needs to be like Beth.
I mean, thankfully
So he can
we
come
finally
out.
We
from
just
the drum
answered
set.
that one. So yeah, it's funny. So I remember I forgot what comment I had made, or a post I had made, but it had something to do with the X Cops. And I remember somebody had made a comment, "Welcome to New Jersey" on it. Now, it was before I had heard the album. I think I was like, I'm about to listen. I forgot what the context was. I completely didn't realize that was a song on there. I thought it was just because I'm actually from Jersey.
Right.
So, I completely missed the reference.
Paid off lawyers, paid off cops. Well,
the point is, we're not even from New Jersey.
Stay tuned. There are rumblings. There are rumblings.
I'd like to see them put out another album.
There are.
I know. There's rumblings.
Let's put it out there that everybody wants to see.
But yeah, I would definitely love to hear.
But if you like Death Piggy, you know who's next on the GWARPod is the only other surviving member of Death Piggy, Russ Bahorsky. Did I say that correctly?
I have no idea.
I don't know if I've ever heard someone say it out loud, so I hope I'm not butchering his name. And he was, of course, Mr. Magico in the first two GWAR shows in 1985-ish.
Nice.
So I don't know anything about Mr. Magico, and I'm going to punish him about that. That's March 22nd.
So that was with Joe singing, right?
I think it was before Joe.
I thought Joe was the one who sung at the first two shows. I thought Joe Anarumo or whatever, however you pronounce it.
Let me consult my Bible and see.
Yeah, I thought it was Joe who was singing in those first couple shows, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Let's see. This was GWAR, GWARGGH.
Yeah,
March 28th and April 5th, 1985 at the 930 Club and Going Bananas. Russ Bahorsky, Sean Summer on drums, also from Death Piggy, Chris Bops on bass, Dave Brocky on guitar, and Ben Eubanks on vocals.
Ben. All right. I remember Ben being part of. I didn't know he was the singer though.
So yeah, and then
was that
Joe Anaroma came in at the fourth GWAR show.
Oh, I got ya.
So yeah,
yeah. So I don't think
I would like to know more about.
Because I've seen footage of the Joe show.
There it is.
I don't think I ever saw any footage from the with Ben singing it. I know I've seen
I
footage of
don't
Joe
know if
singing.
there is any. I'm gonna definitely ask him about that
Because I
too.
mean, obviously that was like a decade before I got into them. So
Bomb Diggity. I know that album needs a remix like super badly. Ugh, don't knock over all my toys. What's your favorite GWAR album?
the next one.
The
That's
next one.
always answer the same answer. My favorite GWAR album is the next one.
I mean, I do argue that the New Dark Ages is probably the best GWAR album.
I will say, up in the last year since it came out, that's the one I listened to the most.
It's awesome.
But it's also the most recent. So I mean, I'll go through periods where I'll listen to the same stuff for a while, or I'll just slap on a mix. I'll just play random songs, and then there's other songs where I like listen to once and probably never listen to it again, or very rarely. In fact, on the new album, I only just started not skipping Unto the Breach. Like for most of the time I skip it because it's like droning and long. It's just like
Yeah, but when it gets in your head, like it stays in your
I mean, I
head.
appreciate it more now. I could honestly say I've listened to the whole the Death Whistle suite more than I've listened to the whole thing of Unto the Breach. And
Wow.
I love the Death Whistle suite. I mean,
I think
even
it's
the
cool.
long outro, like the last track there. I mean, it's
I
cool to
think it's
just
cool.
up
I
to.
think the engineer mostly did that one.
Oh yeah,
But still cool. Make him a member of GWAR. Like that guy's awesome.
but
Chris Ronan Murphy, keep doing the good work.
But yeah, I think that album is fantastic. It's a great album. And I like the one before that. I mean, I like most of their albums. Probably my least favorite album has, some of my favorite songs on it. So it's like,
yeah, which one is that?
Oh God, I always get the two confused. Is it We Kill Everything or
Probably.
Yeah, I forgot which one has Fish Fuck on it.
That's We Kill Everything. Yeah.
I
agree.
And
like that has some of my
Fuck
favorite GWAR songs and some of my least favorite GWAR songs on it.
Exactly. It's like, but I mean, there's some songs like,
and it has old Death Piggy songs on it too.
Like I never liked the song. Like, what is it? Master Has a Butt. I never liked any of those songs. Like, there's some songs I just never really got into.
That's yeah.
And some songs, like I listened to a couple times. I'm just like, yeah, depending on what's going on in my life at the time, especially as like when I started listening to the GWAR, I had 0 kids. Now I have 7. So it's like,
wow,
right? So
super
it's like,
sperm.
And I think I had like a newborn when when Make a Child Cry came out. Like, yeah, I can't listen to that. It's like,
yeah. Oh man, that's where you draw the line.
It's like some things. It's like, it's like, yeah. As I got older, it's like, like, or Preschool Prostitute. I said, when it first came out, I used to listen to it a lot, but then mostly because I can't stand the word twat. It just sounds so bad. Like,
I think that's why they use it.
It's
like I think that's the provocative part about it.
Like how some people don't like the word moist. That's how I feel about it. Like, oh, that's just
it's a pretty nasty word.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
that's a nasty song, and they did that the last tour I saw.
Yeah, it's a
Motorist.
So songs like that, yeah, they're not exactly my cup of tea. But yet I love Have You Seen Me, so it's kind of weird. I think they absolutely should. See, the problem...
I agree.
Here's the problem that I think they're going to constantly run into, and it's wrong. And it's like, and this is because of the fandom, is that no matter who they ever put up in as another female GWAR character will be compared wrongly to Slimy.
I agree.
And that is wrong. Yeah. I personally wish... I kind of wish Volvatron had a chance to develop as a character. I think the problem was, I think it was rushed. I think it wasn't brought on properly. She seemed very nervous because, she's had big shoes to fill. And I think, now I don't know backstory at all, and I'm not going to pretend I do, but it seemed like I thought she was supposed to be being brought on regardless. Like, I think Dave was going to be bringing her on, period. And so, but I think the character never got a full time to get developed. And, it's like, and I think it probably would have been...
I liked the show when I saw her.
But yeah, I mean, I saw her, when I saw her in concert, she was fine. Yeah. I do think, I know in the one video that she's in, when they were doing all the cover songs.
Oh, yeah.
Do those,
AV covers.
She seemed like when she was on the mic, you could barely hear her. Like, it seemed like her mic was turned off or something. Like, you could barely, it didn't sound right, like when they were recording that. But yeah, I mean, I think the character could develop over time, but there again,
Margaret.
a lot, yeah,
Right?
I would love to see her perform. So yeah, I think the main problem was, that they're going to get wrongly compared to Slimy, and that's not really fair because it's not like that happens to any of the other characters.
I know, yeah.
I mean, it's like there might have been a little bit when Push just came on comparisons to, but not really. There just wasn't.
He's
And
another Maximus, but
just
beyond
another,
that.
and yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, there was, of course, there's, Blothar ruined Gwar, and all that shit, but that's a little bit of a different scenario. So I think that's not fair at all. So I think it's gonna be
bring on more, man. There's too much.
I think there
up
should
there.
be. Why have just one female?
Yeah,
character?
exactly. Add 2 or 3.
I think there should be a rotating cast of characters.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, but to me, I always looked at it more as like a performance, more like a traveling Broadway show than a band. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to me,
it is.
It's always performance art.
Yeah.
So, and they just so happen to play music. It's a musical, damn it. So I always liked that aspect of it. I mean, I remember you had mentioned MySpace earlier. You know how MySpace, where you would put your who you'd like to meet and all that crap. And I remember on mine, I put Dave Brocky, but not as a fan meeting the object of his fandom, but as a fellow artist meeting an artist. So, and that eventually did happen.
Right.
Long time after MySpace, but yeah, I mean, I did eventually get to just talk to him about fucking art and shit. Now, truthfully, Dave's art was never my favorite. I much prefer Maguire's or Gorman's or Hunter's. But yeah, I never particularly cared for Dave's style of art. But it was cool just to talk to him as an artist. Because to me, they're fucking artists. And that's why when I'm talking to Dirks, he's more of the music, and it's like. I don't play music, so like for me it was like
see, I don't know the art.
So now that he helped write the comic, now I can talk the comic, and you're like, damn it, I want to play poker. I know you play poker. I want to fucking play poker. When are we playing? Yeah.
What for which album, Brian? Devin Townsend producing again. He was a great producer. I think Chris Ronan Murphy's killing it though. Like, I don't think they should change it now when they got a good thing going.
I tell you, one tour that I'm really sad I missed, but I'm pretty sure it was close to the birth of one of my kids, was the Beyond Hell tour. I really wish I saw the Beyond Hell tour.
I did see. I saw that at, I think, Starland Ballroom.
I probably would have. That would have been the one I probably would have went to. Would have been the Starland show.
Yeah.
Assuming I could con somebody into driving me, because I hate driving the shows. Because I did drive. I remember driving myself there one time. And then ended up breaking my glasses in the pit, so the drive home was a terrible, But thankfully, I mean, I can legally drive without them.
Lothar ruined Gwar is an inside joke gone wrong. It's funny.
Great.
I mean,
it's hilarious.
Try being in a band with try being in a band with a bunch of dudes.
I'm not in a band, so I couldn't tell you.
I have been in bands with all genders.
Right. So
they're all. It's not necessarily gendered. Everyone's an asshole
now,
and especially if you get 15 assholes together on a bus, like, I'm sure it's difficult.
See, now when they were doing I kind of wish on the new album, what's her name, the one who does the cutter, I was hoping she was going to be the
Lizzie
main
Hale.
I was hoping she wasn't just going to do the chorus or whatever. I was hoping she was going to be the singer doing the whole song. I think it would have been cool to do it from her perspective, so I was looking forward to that, and I was kind of slightly disappointed.
She's too famous to be there with them. but it was cool.
Awesome. But yeah, I definitely think they absolutely need somebody.
Let me announce some more shows. I got some announcements. More shows. Well, we know about this one. Neon Lords of the Toxic Wasteland. I still don't really know anything about role-playing games, but
nice.
I love the art, so. And here's a new announcement. Hopefully he's still here. Drum roll, please. You asked for it. You got it. It's the humongous fungus of Urungus. Nice. It's going to be on the GWARPod.
GWARPod. Nice.
I can't wait because I'm going to be, I don't even have to do anything. I think there will be no dead air here for the humongous fungus of Urungus.
I was thinking of him the other day as I was driving behind a traveling porta potty. I'm like,
Exactly.
I was just waiting for him to jump out.
Just saying his name brings a putrid stench
What's
to
up,
my
John?
nose orifices. Let's see. What about these toys here? Did you make these toys?
Nice. So yeah, so those are pretty much, those are ornaments. Yeah,
Right.
I think I'm
Christmas
pretty sure I sold them all
ornaments.
off. And then, you know, so it's funny, they started off at like ornament size, like they're about like maybe this big, and then they just got bigger and
Oops.
bigger, and then like they got a little bit too heavy to actually hang
and
up.
then they took the whole tree down.
So yeah, they're just more like little statues at a certain point. So I stopped putting even the hook in them. But
Right.
the Pustulas piece is, I mean, he's probably one of my favorite ones.
That's a
And
good
I
one.
personally, I like that version of the mask better. I don't like the newer Pusty mask. I don't.
Yeah, I like
it as an artistic piece. The sculpt looks awesome.
Mac, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I like the sculpt. It looks cool. The mask is well done. It just doesn't fit Pusty at all, if you ask me. Because to me, he's a more lighthearted, fun character, and the damn thing can't emote.
Yeah, I like the
always
expression on
angry.
his face.
And
Yeah,
to me,
I
he's
don't.
always joking around, making
Yeah.
fun of shit, and it seems awkward coming out of that face because he just has a built-in scowl.
Right. Yeah, I don't like that
To me,
either.
it doesn't fit the character, doesn't fit his personality at all.
Like at least Pete Lee had like a mask that went here, so you could still see his mouth.
So it's like, so I like the previous Pusty way better. I think it was fit the character better. So yeah, so it's not art-wise, it looks fucking awesome. I just don't think it fits the character at all. I think it's
hell yeah, it's gonna be a blast. Fungus for president. It'll be that'd be a smelly presidency. What up, brother? What up, John Poppy in the house? Go check out his new toys.
Nice. I got to see a lot of them when he came to Garden State Comic Fest, and that was summer of
I've never seen them in person.
So yeah, I got to see a lot of those pieces. So that was at Garden State Comic Fest 2019 because GWAR was
plug your noses for this one. Phenomenal paint jobs, yes. Very good. Not a huge fan of the new face of Pusty. He looks like Midler. Maybe that's what they were going for.
That's funny, but nice.
All right, I think I need to. Yeah, go for it.
Now this piece I did not make. My son actually surprised me with this for Christmas last year. Not last year, the year before.
Ooh.
So this he made with like some spare bone parts that I had, like, because I get those dollar stores.
Who made that?
So my son made this completely by surprise. I was not expecting anything at all. So it even has a third leg to use as a kickstand, so it holds up, so it stands. So this my son. It's fucking awesome. Roth.
I don't know if he's still here. He may have left. My brother got me a birthday present this week. I think it's about time to do this. I haven't watched it yet, so this will be a premiere even for me.
This should be interesting.
But let's just do it because I want to see it. I can't wait.
Go ahead.
Hey, Kevin Vonesper.
It's me.
Hey man, it's me. It's your old buddy Beefcake, the mighty from GWAR. Yeah. Hey man, your friend Keith Rankin wanted me to reach out and wish you, I guess, a belated birthday. Your birthday was on the 27th, and you turned 39. Ding 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 ding. Wow. I've got piss stains in the front of my fucking underwear. Older than you. Anyway, he wanted me to wish you a happy birthday and good luck. Wish you good luck hosting your GWARPod on YouTube. That sounds like it's going to be quite entertaining. Anyway, man, he also said, he asked me what my favorite Phantom of the Opera related movie or whatever it is. And I gotta say, here's my top three. The original black and white silent Phantom of the Opera with Lon Chaney Sr. Yes. And the song Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden. And also the comedy movie sensation Phantom of the Paradise. Yes, excellent. Anyway, that's all I got for you. So, hope you enjoyed your birthday. It's going to be your last. GWAR's coming on tour and everybody's going to die, so I guess none of this really matters. But, yeah, hope you had a blast anyway. Cheers!
Oh my God, that was incredible.
That is awesome.
He said GWARPod. He knows about the GWARPod. Casey, I mean,
I
Beefcake.
honestly don't know how he walks around with that helmet on his head. It's fucking heavy.
I
Now
know. I've never. Yeah, I can't
I've never
imagine.
held that one, but I did held the other one, the one that Jameson had, and rebuilt one, the newer one.
hmm
I remember. So it was
That was so
after.
rad.
I remember walking around Philly. Me and him were walking around because we were looking for where the truck was parked because he didn't know. So we're wandering around Philly. I was carrying the helmet for a little while as we're wandering around Philly looking for where the truck went. And I think I think it wasn't where he thought it was because they were moving it to the venue. So they were moving it to the venue. So we're just like wandering around Philly, hanging out, holding his helmet.
Oh, he's still here. Yes, I know. I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah,
I'd love to get Casey, of course.
Yeah, Casey's cool. Good people. Very cool people. I have his art book, so yeah, his art book's awesome. So
wait, let's
you guys
here,
go out.
we can talk over this. This is
go
relevant.
buy
Although I think
Casey's
this is a
book.
Jameson
No, that one's
beefcake.
Jameson.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's Jameson.
either way.
Yeah, so guys, go out and buy Casey's art book. It's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I need to get that.
Yeah, so I do have that. And
is there GWAR art in it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think there's a Lemmy painting in it. It's been a while.
I do love some rigor mortis.
Nice. Thrash metal rules.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So.
And do you know what, if I can grab it? Do you know this one, Blowhole?
Ooh, sounds familiar, but maybe.
Blowhole is another band that Casey Orr did with, I'm gonna butcher his name, Mike Sakia.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know, from Ministry. Well,
yeah.
Casey was also in Ministry later on, more recently.
Rest in peace.
It's more in line with like what the Hellions, I guess, became. You know, it's pretty straight up, awesome punk rock, but with like really skilled metal guys playing it, which is the way I like my punk rock, with fucking like precision, like the Descendants, all the way back to the Descendants.
Love the Descendants. Yeah, they're
Hell yeah.
great.
So fucking check out Casey. Or where's my Hellions? I got my Hellions in here somewhere.
Is eclectic and it's all over the place.
Yeah. What kind of non-GWAR stuff do you love?
Ooh, all sorts of stuff. Well, I mean, like earlier I said, I mean, I know some people had only been introduced to Necrogobblecon via GWAR, but I was into them a bit previously. I love them. Lately I've been, who the fuck was I listening
here
to?
It is.
I like Bloodywood. You ever hear Bloodywood?
Somebody just recommended them to me.
Bloodywood's fucking awesome. Who else have I been listening to?
Here it is, the Hellions.
Nice.
More Casey Orr punk rock.
Nice. And obviously that's an Ed Roth inspired piece, Rat Think.
Rat Think for sure.
And it's funny because I first heard of Rat Think because somebody was asking, if we were related, last name and all that. And at that point, I had never, I've seen the artwork briefly, but I had no idea who the fuck it was. I had no idea. And I looked at
I know Rat Think
awesome
because of the Misfits covering that song.
Ah, got ya.
That's my introduction.
So, funny story about Misfits is
yes, tell me funny stories about the Misfits.
So back when I was, when I told you I used to work for Toys R Us overnight. Now, when I first heard Misfits, I was introduced to Misfits during Graves' era, which is my favorite era of Misfits. I prefer him over
you and Don agree on that one.
Any day of the week. If you ask me, Graves is the far superior singer. It's not even a competition. But
he's a good singer. Obviously,
I'm not a big fan of.
We have some problems with some of those guys now, but yeah. American Psycho is like an incredible record.
It's one of my favorite albums.
And ever. Famous Monsters it's kind of like We Kill Everything. It's got some of my favorite Misfits songs on it, and it's got some of my least favorite Misfits songs on it.
So I remember, so he has this huge CD. This was a different friend, not the one who first introduced me to GWAR. But, we were working at Toys R Us overnight, and we used to play whatever the fuck music we wanted to on, because we used to have, different boom boxes or whatnot around the places. For you kids, that's used to be a big thing that you could put CDs and stuff or tapes into and play music.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he had a huge CD collection. He had one of those binders with all the sleeves in it, and I was looking up. So I'm like, play some Misfits. A little while later, I hear Danzig blasting, out there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I told you to play the Misfits. He laughed so fucking hard at that. At that point,
you noob.
I had only heard Graves era to that point. Uh, so yeah, that was hilarious. Um,
I opened for Graves a couple times.
but
He was very nice to me, like the brief interactions we had. That's all I'll say about Graves.
never met him, don't know.
Yeah,
I know. Well,
he's a
like we
bit
were mentioning,
problematic these days.
we were talking about Johnny B. Morbid earlier. I know he
Yes.
used to play. So Carmen used to play with. I think he still does occasionally with Graves all the time.
Yeah, they have very integrated. The horror punk scene, especially in New Jersey,
Yeah,
is very
and
incestuous.
so it's funny. So how I got hooked up with Carmen, and to be honest, for a little while I thought his name was actually Johnny. I knew obviously the morbid part was wrong, but I thought John was his actual name. It wasn't until he like changed his name on Facebook to his actual name. I'm like, who the fuck's that? And then I put two and two together real quick. But so at that time period, I remember I saw they were opening up for GWAR at Starland.
Oh,
And I'm
that's
like,
right.
oh, hey, I would just randomly message these people as seeing if you ever need artwork for your band or whatnot. So I ended up doing a poster for them actually.
Oh, cool.
And I was
wonder
paid
if
in
I have it.
CDs. What?
I wonder if I have it.
Well,
I think I have a
I don't know if I
poster.
sent it to you, but I mean, if
Well, I have a poster for that last album they did, I think, which
this would have been
the
this would have
Cicada,
been
whatever.
This would have been 2 or 3 albums previously, but it was just like
Right.
I think it was just a poster that I completely made up. I did a poster for them, and I was paid in music, so I got a stack of CDs of their, and fuck, I listen to them
Cool
to this day. And that's before.
Yeah, I got to pull out my Johnny B. Morbid CDs again.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I kind of felt bad. I almost felt kind of guilty into buying CDs from them because I went to see them with my friends who I was in a horror punk band with called Skeletal Life, and we were mostly a Misfits cover band. But if you ever heard of Skeletal Life, I was in that band.
Cool.
And we went to see Johnny B. Morbid in New York City. That's okay. And I swear we were like the only 2 people there besides like the bartender, and it was like this small room that was going to turn into a big party afterwards, So it was just like me and my friend watching Johnny B. Morbid like killing it. They were awesome,
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I got to make their trip here worth it at least. Like, let me buy some CDs and stuff.
Hold on, my wife just texted me.
You're like, are you spending too much time with that GWAR stuff again?
It was more like, are you ready for bed soon? I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I know. We should land this
I did work overnight the last 2 nights, so it's like, so I'm
you
like,
deserve it. You're on the GWARPod. Well, if you're in the chat, if you have any last questions for Cliff or me or both of us, now is your chance.
I mean, it's like, this is cool. I can bullshit all night. I'm cool.
I know, me too. But
we
got to leave some for the part 2.
Ooh, there's going to be a part 2, is there? That's awesome.
Have you tried 3D sculpting?
Now, since there's no apostrophe there, are you asking me if...
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, have you 3D sculpted yourself?
No, so like as in using like 3D software, like in the computer, I have a little bit, but now it was the feel of it was all weird. Like this, well, I mean, when I first tried doing it was years ago, like on 3D Studio Max, and it was just way too complex. I'm like, this is more math than it is sculpting to me. I would have nowadays. I probably try doing it either in Blender or what's the other one, the big one that they use for everything.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about it.
So you could, those of you who know Saul Blair, who does, he's been doing a lot of killer 3D sculpts and prints of GWAR characters and whatnot. He's awesome. And I forgot, it's like right on the tip of my tongue too. It's a pretty big, 3D.
You mean you didn't use a program to sculpt this?
No, that's all hand sculpted.
Yes.
Yes, that's a one of a kind. It could stand up on its own. Yeah, that was a one-off. I know. Yeah, because there was a couple paintings I did.
Oh, the feet come out too. That's cool.
Yeah, that's how he stands. No, so he literally stands with his feet. It's not the best balance because he is kind of forward leaning there. No, yeah, but it can stand on its own.
Can lean like a third leg.
Yeah, right. And then so I have one that I did of Venom like that. And there was another one that I did of the Alien.
Have you seen
and,
those Venom movies? I haven't
So.
seen them, and are they worth watching? I
right.
finally hit a nerve.
The first one, I liked the first one. It was really good. I mean, there was problems with. I mean, it's very hard to pull off Venom on screen. It just is. But it wasn't bad. There were things that I didn't like about it, like so Eddie bonding to Venom. There's a time period where that had to work before they could actually work together. The bad guy character, once he bonded with the bad guy human, bonded with the bad guy symbiote, bonded together way too quickly. They just they were too. There wasn't the give and take like there was, so it just seemed out of place. I didn't mind the tweaking of the story. I mean, it's kind of hard to do the Venom actual origin story because you got to do all Secret Wars, and then you got to Spider-Man gets the suit, and I have the issue where he gets the black suit. I have that comic somewhere. Or
well, they are going to do Secret Wars soon.
Yes, but I mean so I don't mind that they changed the origin story at all. It was light years better than Topher Grace.
Fair, yeah.
But
even though that was Sam Raimi, and we love Sam Raimi.
But
sometimes, I guess.
No, it wasn't Sam Raimi.
Really?
He didn't do the third one. No,
he didn't.
He only did the first two. He was supposed to do the third one, and I don't think he did.
I think
there was problems with the studio, so I don't think Sam Raimi did the third one. I think he only did the first two. I could be wrong about that. I thought they changed hands for the third one. I might be wrong.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I think the main problem. The main problem there is
Jamie. Someone in the chat.
I think the main problem there was Topher Grace would have made a far better Spider-Man than he would have Venom. Perhaps more.
Yeah, he was the
he built.
Let's see what else I got on this slideshow. What's going on here?
So that's when I left so that's what happens if you eat the wrong food at the GWARpod.
Yeah.
No, so that was the one and only time I've been at the pit. So I was blessed to get to go there. I was hanging out with Captain Wales, and he was hanging out with Jeff, whose last name just popped out of my freaking head, who was invited to go into there to see by Slavis. So we went there. And so, I got to go in by kind of being adjacent to cool enough to get invited in. That's
why I started this show, so I can be cool enough to go to the pit one day.
So, I mean,
that was...
what's
going on here? I know this is GWAR related, but...
So, I remember I mentioned earlier, my friend Tim, the one who's in Blank 77 and Broken Heroes and a bazillion other bands, his brother...
Raimi did all three, right? I thought
so. Did he? I guess he did. I stand
so we just don't like to remember him for that one.
So his brother manages like the tour when Cleese is around. He's like, that's what he does for a living. And so I got an opportunity to meet John Cleese. I think there was a screening of which movie was it? The Holy Grail, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So there was a screening of that, and then he did a talk about it and whatnot. And so I got to meet him, and so he currently owns the original drawing of that.
Sweet.
And that's
that's what we were talking about at the beginning.
Given Dave, and the last time I saw, I had no idea it was going to be the last time I'd see him. But so as far as I know, he had that hanging up in his office at the pit.
Nice.
And then I eventually got it around posthumously, but that's through. I won't get into that. But I did get it back.
We'll talk about your movie on your episode, and not Venom 3, Spider-Man 3.
Yes, Spider-Man 3.
The trilogy with who played Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're talking about the older trilogy.
Yeah, but anyway, the original Spider-Man movies.
To your question about Venom, the main problem I have with the second one, there's two of them.
Right. One
is that they were doing the whole, we don't quite get along, we're not fully bonded yet, blah, blah, blah crap. Instead of just doing on the full Venom, lethal, going out and attacking bad guys shit. They split apart for a little, it was fucking, the plot was stupid. So that part of the plot
looked pretty dumb.
Yeah, that part of the plot was dumb. The effects were awesome. The effects were pretty cool. They did the whole Cletus story terribly.
I don't know it. Don't explain it to me. I'll watch it eventually.
The writing was so terrible on that. I mean, on the one hand, he's been imprisoned his entire freaking life. They show him as a kid already, and then on the other hand, somehow he was a serial killer, and he had admitted to killing these people. Like, when he was never free. There's at no point he could have possibly done. So he's like, in the movie, Venom actually kills more innocent people than the bad guy ever does. Because during the part, he's only bonded to he can't be a part. He'll suck a life force out of anybody who he bonds with. So, and he goes to a fucking nightclub. They hate loud sound. What the fuck are you doing in a nightclub? It made no sense. So I don't know what the writers were smoking when they made the second one, which is sad because I love Venom as a character. I still have my Venom comics from the 90s. But yeah, I think they and it wasn't the actor was great.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics were fine. The story was just out to lunch. It was like, was that during the writer's strike or something?
Yeah, eventually. Speaking of Sam Raimi movies, I will go see that new Evil Dead when it comes out because I'm
honestly
a sucker for the Evil Deads.
To be honest, I've never seen any Evil Deads, and I really need to rectify that because it's
oh my god, Cliff Roth!
I know it's kind of weird.
That's weirder than me not seeing Venom movies. I'll tell you that much.
it is, and I do need to correct that. But I've not seen single
one
of Evil Dead, anything in the franchise.
You will recognize some sound effects from the GWAR show from it.
But yeah, so I definitely need to rectify that. But I
Evil Dead 2, I believe they stole a bunch of sound effects for the GWAR show.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But yeah, no, I have honestly never seen any of them.
Wow, well, that's your homework.
Shit, what the hell's wrong with you? It's true. I've also never seen Breaking Bad or any of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, whatever. It's Evil Dead, man.
Yeah, that's
not foundational.
Seen any of them. Yeah, I know. I really should go check them out.
Well, that's your homework.
Because it's horror comedy, which is the genre of horror I prefer. Like I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like gore.
Right. Well, the gore
but it's comical.
It's more like gore, where it's just so over the top.
That kind of gore, I don't mind at all. It's more like the resist. Like, I don't like torture porn.
Yeah, it's not.
I can't stand any of that shit.
It's like more like zombies and
right, that kind of shit. Yeah, that's cool.
Like,
I mean, I love Ghostbusters, that kind of shit. Those are awesome. But
everyone's mad at you now, Cliff.
I know. See, look, I knew that was going to start. Need to have a little controversy.
We had to have a little bit of controversy here.
Need controversy. So that's what they'll remember, not any of the other idiotic things I said during this interview. They'll just, how the fuck could he have not seen that?
Let's close this out with, what are you working on now?
All right. So currently I'm pretty much editing a lot of my ballpoint pen drawings to be in a future ballpoint pen book that I do plan on doing, compilation of all. I do have a comic that is finished that is just awaiting because there's a couple cameos in there by a couple GWAR characters. So I'm just waiting for the green light because I want to make sure I am on the up and up. Now, there's already some cameos in there that I already have permission for, like Miss Cherry Delight's in there, and she's in there. I know Corey Klein, who I mentioned, he begs a cameo. That Captain Wales is briefly in it. Clay Hens is in it, but they're all like one-shot cameos. Like Silka is in there. So yeah, there's Andrew Riley's in there. So yeah, there's different people who are just like, I mean, I know you read an advanced copy.
I did read it. It's pretty wild.
There's a handful of people who have, because I want to bounce ideas off of people because, it is very, very autobiographical. Autobiographical.
Necrogobla.com.
And that's what we call a callback.
Yeah.
But
yes, watch Evil Dead.
The series, I'm not sure what he's referring to.
Venom is best. The first movie was good. Haven't seen the second one.
Yeah.
Evil Dead has zero appeal to me. Yeah, I mean, it's Evil Dead, so I have to see it.
I know I saw you pop up the comment. I said something like, "Do you prefer the series?" But I don't know what it was. The context.
I'm guessing you would like Evil Dead better than Venom, is what I'm guessing. The context is.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure which series he's
Confirm
referring
or
to.
deny.
Yes. That's the problem with reading the comments asynchronously, is you often don't get the context. I know that as a commenter. Like, what was that referencing to at the time? Because you're commenting in real time to what they're talking about then, and then it's read a little bit later. Like, what the fuck was this about?
Well, Cliff, I think we did it.
Alrighty then.
This was a pleasure. Everyone loves Cliff Roth. You packed the house, man.
Nice. Did I? I haven't even
Yeah.
seen. I have no idea what's going on.
I mean,
there,
in terms
obviously.
of numbers for this show, which are, it's still pretty niche. So everybody like and share and
My
subscribe.
daughter's making
Oh,
faces at me.
and here's the news.
News.
GWARPod is now on Spotify and other places you get your podcast
Spotify.
in all of its glorious video.
Nice.
So
what are you doing? Oh. Meathead. My daughter's messing with me.
nice. Yes.
Oh, Evil Dead. Yeah. I'll have to check
Oh,
that out,
Ash
too.
versus the Evil Dead.
Nice.
Yeah, the TV series was good too. I even would like to rewatch the remake because I haven't seen that since it was in theaters. But cheers. Yes, thank you everybody for coming. Make
Yes.
sure you come back. Let me get the date again. March 22nd. Everyone better be here. Don't make me look bad in front of my Death Piggy,
Nice.
members, because they are the foundation of all of this, really,
Indeed.
And we all want to know about Mr. Magico. Apparently he was some sort of magician type character.
Interesting. I like
But
the name.
I've seen no depictions of this character ever, so we need a John Poppy figure, so we need to at least hear an oral
John
description.
Poppy figure. We need a
Yeah.
John Poppy figure.
Yeah.
We were talking about John. We were talking about Johnny B. Morbid in one of their videos. I'm in there with this.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, you don't see my face at all. It's just my hands
What's the song?
lip syncing the song. Oh shit! What the fuck was this song?
Maybe I can pull it up. I don't know. Do you think I'll get in trouble with Johnny Morbid on here?
I don't think
I
think
mean, with
Carmen
YouTube.
will care if you get more promo on Carmen's work. So no,
Yeah.
I don't think you would care at all.
I'll close the show if I can find it. Let's see. We got True Believer,
Let's see.
Enough, Forever, As the Worm Turns. Oh,
It
that's
might be
video.
True Believer. I honestly don't remember. Let me see. Let me just do a quick. You know how on like Facebook when you hit see friendship on, and
Right.
it might show up on there.
Oops.
So if I could, so let me
Are they
just check.
playing outside of a house?
Because I know there's a certain point of the video
I
where
don't think you're in this.
where like it's a bunch of different clips of various people lip singing the song.
Oh.
And
Well, I
those-
see Lloyd Kaufman.
So let's see. See friendship. Let me see if I can see it real quickly. As it loading. It's got the spinny thing of doom.
Wah, wah. I'm trying to.
It's
flip
like
through some of
I'm
these
trying to think. I'm
videos.
trying to get the song in my head. Yeah, it's like right on the edge. I could basically hear the tune, but it's not like. Let's see.
I don't see many other music videos for them.
So it's obviously one of those. I just don't know which one. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't see it on here. I'm not sure which one it is.
Wah, wah.
But this is the poster I had done.
Oh, let's see it. Cool. Yeah,
So that was the lineup that they had at the time I did it.
they rocked.
So that was 2010.
So
So that was a long time ago.
I don't know.
Yeah, so it's one of those. I just don't remember which one.
Oh, maybe it's this one. I think it's probably this one. I'm just gonna play this as the outro one. And hey, if YouTube flags it, then that's the end of the show, anyways. Whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think the show is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, it'll be Johnny Morbid music. if
Oh wait,
anything.
did you see the Matt Miner drawing I did?
Did
I
I
don't think I sent you a
see?
copy of that one?
Say that again.
Did I show? Did I send you a picture of the Matt Miner drawing I did?
I'm not sure. Let's see it. You got it?
Yeah, I know it's one of the most recent things I posted on Instagram, but let's see. I do have it right in my photos. Let me just bring it up. Let's see how far back is it. There it is.
Let's see it. Let me full screen you. Ah, nice. I did see that. I didn't put it on the slideshow though.
Nice.
What did he think of that?
Oh, he loved it because there's context there. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, which is explained in the Instagram post. But basically, he was getting a bunch of lingerie ads or whatnot. I'm like, I don't know. I think you
That's
fucking
funny.
rock that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's why I drew him on.
Wouldn't be totally inappropriate in the places we hang out too. So
No,
So I run
exactly.
into him in goth parties sometimes now.
Yes. Now that's one of those things I did not buy. I do not have the cuttlefish because
Oh
frankly, I have
yeah,
no
it's
place
a
to
fun one.
display that at the moment.
Yeah, it's So let's
This
see if
might
you're in
be it.
this.
Yeah, I want to say this. Oh yeah, yeah. This is as soon as this music starts playing, I'm like, yeah, that's it. So yeah, my hands are in there at some point because you see how he has a bunch of people just lip syncing it.
Yeah. I mean, they're a horror punk kind of band.
Exactly.
Got some metal stuff in it. It's very New Jersey.
Yeah. It's a shame he never got bigger than he should be a lot bigger.
I wonder if I know anyone else in this video.
Possibly.
You'd think this was like a pandemic video. This is like from like 10
This
years
was definitely
ago.
way pre-pandemic.
Yeah. You know, like everyone send in your videos.
I mean, Carmen's a funny motherfucker. He's hilarious. I love Carmen.
Oh, is that you?
That's me. Those are my hands.
Nice.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's part of me.
Well, we did it. Check out Johnny B. Morbid. And go see GWAR at a festival if it's coming near you. They're doing all their
now,
festival
I do have a
shows.
question for you people out there. You know, like, so with mozzarella sticks, ketchup or no ketchup? That's what I really want to know, people. Ketchup or no ketchup?
No.
Hot sauce. Hot sauce.
No, don't.
Me, it's marinara.
You know what?
My
Stop it.
my daughter the other
Don't,
day had
don't.
put ketchup on her mozzarella
Those are
sticks,
replacements.
and all of her siblings and myself were like,
Those are-
"What?
Claire
Who
said it
puts ketchup on mozzarella sticks? That's so weird."
Maybe
And that's
you
what
could.
inspired me to make this drawing.
Maybe you could put some necro goblicon sauce.
Goblin sauce.
Or some garlic death grip might work for
Nice.
it.
But yeah, since she's sitting like 2 feet away from me, I thought I'd have to bring that story
Claire
up. She's
said
like,
it-
"No, Dad."
Well, what do we think in the chat? Ketchup?
Claire said it tasted
But-
good.
But yeah, so I mean, hey, stranger things have happened. I remember I did eat. I remember seeing something about mayonnaise and banana sandwiches, which I'm like, that sounds like it would be so nasty.
Exactly.
So I tried it, and it was
tasted gross.
surprisingly good.
No, it tasted gross.
I actually
Dad, you're
mayonnaise and
weird.
banana actually somehow work together, and I don't
No,
know
they
how or why,
They don't.
but it tasted good to
No
me.
ketchup.
Don't trust
Yeah,
me.
I'm with you there. Sam.
Marinara sauce. Barbecue sauce. Yeah, oh man, I missed the barbecue sauce. It was
Yes.
so good.
Barbecue sauce.
I have that here somewhere. It's next to one of my, yeah, I have an old barbecue
Nice.
sauce.
Nice.
All right. I think that's it, guys. Ketchup. No,
Alrighty.
we got a lot of
Yeah.
no's on the ketchup.
Yeah,
That's
I'm not surprised there.
final
you know.
decision.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I figure I had to get that Evil Dead stuff out of their minds.
Well, now you brought it back.
Damn it! I ruined it again. Damn it!
Everyone go watch some Evil Dead or I'll swallow your soul. Bye.
Bye.
Come back next time for Death Piggy.
GWARPod comes from on
GWARPod. 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 GWARPod.